views, information, or opinions expressed during the Geeks Under the Influence podcast are solely those of the individuals involved and do not necessarily represent those of RVA Magazine, Loot Crate, amzn.to, or their employees. Listener discretion is advised. Fuck off if you don't like it. We got What's-Her-Face on Guardians on this, right?
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Gamora. Yeah, Gamora, definitely.
She's like one of the ultimate badasses right now.
Oh, she's big old badass. Yeah. And I love what they did with her in Guardians 2, with her sister and everything. And I won't get into it in case people haven't seen it. But
you haven't seen it, then I'm sorry if you get spoilers.
It has been like a month since it's come out. It's
been over a month. It's been a month and a half.
Yeah. So
tough titty. Seriously.
Tough titty. I found another pen.
And her sister's a badass.
I just need one.
Okay.
I mean, her sister's a badass too.
Yeah, oh, definitely.
Yeah.
I feel, and I liked that in the second movie, they definitely explored her character a little bit more.
I'd like to explore.
They made her a little bit more of a less badass.
So would I. Karen Gillian? Oh, yeah, I would like to explore her in many ways.
Oh, nice.
Even though she was like blowing shit up, they still made her less of a badass because she was mostly whiny the whole time to Gamora. I just wanted a sister.
Well, but that was in between her going on rage binges, so.
She went on 2. And then then there was no more with her.
She went after her down a tunnel in a flying thing.
Yeah, then Gamora picked up the gun from the flying thing and blasted the shit out of that ship.
No, Gamora's definitely the bigger badass. She picked up like a gun that is attached to a ship, and she's like, "No, this will work." And then
just started shooting shit out of her.
That's some Terminator shit.
Truth.
Yeah.
Truth.
So yeah, that's kind of what we're talking about: women that lift giant guns and shoot people. But we're also talking about a plethora of different types of female badasses on this episode of Geeks Under the Influence. Not just the femme fatales that can murder people and seduce you and then shoot you with giant guns, but also the smarty pantses that are good with the computer and are the brains of the operation. We're talking about real life badasses. We're talking about directors that love having strong female characters in their movies. We're talking all those things and more on this episode of Geeks Under the Influence, episode 107, Female Badasses.
Geeks Under the Influence.
I'm just going to leave it at that. Just your one woo.
Yay.
Yay.
Hoorah.
So, thank you yet again for joining us for another episode of Geeks Under the Influence. To my left is the Yankee Blue Jeans.
Hello.
Miss Jodi is here. And you are rocking a Buffy the Vampire Slayer t-shirt.
Why, yes, I am.
I don't see that as thematic, so I don't know why you would wear that on a strong female character episode.
I woke up like this.
Yeah, I'm sure. Yeah.
What's the name of that high school?
Sunnydale.
Sunnydale.
Sunnydale High.
Sunnydale High.
Yes.
Gotcha.
Went there for 3 years because she got kicked out of her last school for burning down the gym.
Like you do.
As one does.
Yes.
Yeah.
Was that in the movie?
Yes, it was.
Yeah, that was in the movie.
Okay.
Yeah. They kind of
That's all I know of Buffy. So
Yeah,
that it kind of is a continuation of the movie, but not really. Like that was really the only tie-in to the movie was that she just moved from LA.
It was a jumping off point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
So you don't see Donald Sutherland in the TV show at all?
No.
Okay.
He was Spike in Buffy. Did you not know that was Donald Sutherland? Yeah, a lot of makeup work.
There was a Spike in the show.
Yeah, no, but that was a 22-year-old man that started.
Was
as
it Spike Pee Wee Herman?
No, that Paul Rubin was in the movie.
In the movie,
it's Spike, right?
No, that wasn't Spike.
No, that wasn't Spike. Okay,
no.
I haven't watched Buffy, but I know who Spike is. So.
And he definitely dies in the movie.
Hunter.
Oh yeah, an amazing death. Oh.
Yeah.
No, Spike was British.
Spike's a whole nother thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Especially for Jodi.
Whole other.
Well,
sounds like that's in her vault or something. I don't know.
I know.
It's a whole other thing.
I mean, he's just a whole nother thing.
He is. He really
Spike's
is.
A lot.
There was no Rutger Hauer in the show either, was there?
No, there was not. No.
Well, so you had Sarah Michelle Gellar, and that was it, basically.
No, that was not it. That was not
I was
it.
going to take time to shit on Buffy.
Oh.
Way to kick off the...
I need to sit somewhere else.
Yeah, fair enough. Well, next one up, just moving away from Lowdown's terrible opinions on things. Fuck You Hunter is here.
What's up?
wearing a View Askew shirt, rocking that Kevin
That's right.
Smith flavor.
You know all the kick-ass females in all the View Askew movies, so
Yeah, all those kick-ass females.
that's
and-
right.
Hey,
well,
Dogma.
actually,
Well,
Dogma.
actually, and
Jane Silent Bob.
Silent Bob Strikes
Strikes
Back.
Back.
Yeah,
Yes.
talk about
wearing
women,
latex, kicking ass,
women
stealing
with a
shit.
posse. Yeah,
Yeah.
that definitely works. But
Alanis Morissette is God.
Right?
yeah, I mean, I guess God's a badass.
I was thinking
guess.
more of the main chick as the badass in Dogma, though.
Bethany?
Oh, Bethany.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
She did overcome a lot
That's
to get to
true.
where
I just
she
have
was,
a
but-
grudge since Kevin Smith said she was such a bitch to him after the movie came out. So it's hard for me to watch that and not be angry at her during the
Oh,
entire movie.
yeah.
Oh, that
so,
sucks. It kind of
Yeah.
ruins it, right?
yeah.
Oh,
Well, because Kevin tries to make friends with everybody.
Who
so
doesn't
when
fucking like Kevin Smith?
a lot,
Seriously.
actually, a lot of people don't.
Yeah.
like Kevin.
Bruce
No,
Willis and
Well, have you heard the news?
what's that?
Oh dear.
Uh-oh.
Sidebar.
Yeah.
Bruce called Kevin.
No way.
Yes.
This seems like a GUI exclusive.
No.
It's a Hollywood Babylon
All right.
No, it was a Kevin Smith exclusive.
No, but he called Kevin and they talked forever. And he was like, "Hey, man, I'm going to come by your house." And Kevin's like, "All right, all forgiven."
Now
So-
we gotta understand. You gotta understand the way he said it. It wasn't like I'm gonna come by your house.
No, it was like friendly. He talked for a while and he was like, "Hey, I've been missing you, man." And Kevin was like, "Really?" And so,
That does seem kind of random. So, or
Yeah, and there's certain
Bruce
ways.
is realizing his opportunities are kind of up, so maybe start friendly people he's
Maybe.
talking shit about.
but isn't he in this new movie coming out? I thought he's in this new remake they're doing of something. I thought he's like the main character in Bruce Willis.
Bruce Willis?
I
I
read an
don't-
article that I can't remember the fucking movie. We'll
I
look
have
it up on the
trouble
break.
keeping up with the remakes.
He's been a lot of direct to
Yeah.
Netflix or shit like
No,
that.
he's doing a
recently,
remake of
so-
something.
It,
and he
it's
got
probably
cast.
like Die Hard 18. Like
Yeah, no, it shows
That's
some
not a
shit you get
remake.
done.
it's not a remake.
No,
It's actually just like he's the father of the not Die Hard guy. In
he's the grandfather.
The grandfather.
He's the grandfather of the
Die Hard.
badass who's got a grandson who's in
Of
trouble.
John McClane. He's Bernard McClane in the remake.
Die Hardiest with the Werther's original.
So are they going to work together to make an apology movie for Cop Out? I mean,
Oh,
No, it's gonna be like Die Hard with a pill. It just shows him like a
No, it's
tiger.
just gonna be AARP hard.
AARP
with the
hard.
Viagra.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Oh, because that's
Yeah.
where the heart comes. Okay,
That's where I get.
got
Yeah, I
you.
get it.
I get it. I get it. I see where you're going with
That's
that.
where I said with a. Gee, never mind. Fuck you guys.
It's fine. It's
Fuck
fine.
all of you.
It's
You guys
fine.
are
Put it
fucking
on
terrible.
Front Street is what I did.
You had to make it simple for
Lowdown's
dumbass.
already really angry.
Jesus.
This is going to be interesting.
Oh,
I'm
Ne-
so scared.
Next panelist is the one that's so scared right now. Is Miss Katie Turbo's here joining us,
Hello, hello.
rocking your Harley Quinn T-shirt.
Yes, very much so.
Someone I'm sure we'll talk about at length this evening.
We fucking better.
Oh, I'm not going to hear the end of it if we don't. And it's a great character that is in her own right a badass. And one that I'm really happy has been separated a little bit from Joker in the comics as well, that has been able to have her own limelight.
Yeah,
Yeah.
She starred in her own movie last summer, so.
yeah, she did. I mean, she got all the. She got all the
I can't
hype.
sit here anymore.
All the hype.
She had her own movie. Well, she shared it with a few other people. But
That were bad guys, and
Yeah.
that's what they do.
yeah. Will Smith
They
kills
sh-
people.
They
in case
kill
you didn't
people.
know.
Yeah, he does that.
Yeah, they do that.
I'm
Finally,
surprised you didn't wear your pudding belt buckle. Yeah.
her what daddy collar or whatever it
Yeah.
is that it says. You know,
Daddy's little monster.
Daddy's little monster.
Ugh.
Y'all are mean.
Yeah.
Yup, pretty
I
much.
hate.
For that
I-
movie. Whew.
Can we trade?
No.
Damn it.
Then there is, of course, the angry man of the podcast.
Yep, that's me.
Man doesn't have time for this bullshit. Mr.
I never said that.
No, you said it with your eyes.
When?
Every time I open my mouth.
It
Oh
was
well,
implied.
that's outside of the podcast. It's when you talk.
Oh, okay. All right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Mr. Lowdown Brown MacGyver's here.
What's up, guys?
What are you think? You got the alien shirt on, so I'm pretty sure we're going to be talking a little bit of Ripley this evening.
Oh yeah, well, Ripley.
Just a little
It's one of the few shirts I have that strictly show the female badasses of said movies. So
Yeah.
I picked this one. But I mean, yeah, there's tons that
Oh.
I'm very fond of.
Yes,
so,
absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. And last but not least, we got the guy who's not wearing a thematic shirt because, yeah,
It was the shirt I grabbed.
yeah,
There's kind of a badass in that movie.
Shoot, Nancy.
yes, but
Yeah.
not. Yeah, Nancy is a badass. Oh,
Yeah.
and what's her face was a badass too.
Switchblade.
In my dreams.
Yeah.
The blonde. She's the one that beat him.
Oh, wait.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Patricia Arquette character.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's the one that beat him. So
Oh, Patricia Arquette. I love her.
Up to a certain point.
Up to a certain point, yeah.
Little Nicky was pretty bad.
Little Nicky. I think I blocked that out.
Pretty rough.
That's going to be our next episode is going to be all about Little Nicky. Not any of the other Adam Sandler movies.
Just that movie.
Just Little Nicky.
I met her. No big deal.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Yeah,
that's
she
right.
came into the world of mirth.
Oh, kick ass.
Yeah.
Nice.
Oh, yeah.
Awesome.
But yeah,
I'm the Hobbit.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm Mike the Hobbit Bickett, host of Geeks Under the Influence. You can find me on Twitter at Mike Bickett. Or if you would rather, and I would say this is probably a better deal, just follow the Geeks Under the Influence Twitter at GUI Podcast RVA. Check out all of our social media stuff and everything else GUI at GUIpodcast.com. Just got revamped and it looks glorious. We're having articles written by some of your favorite panelists. We've got up-to-date video and audio for all of our episodes, and we're very soon hopefully going to be having more than just the weekly precap and GUI podcasts. We're going to have some other panelists going out and starting their own, and that will all be available at GUIpodcast.com. So RSS it or just check back frequently because there's always going to be some new stuff on there. And before we continue on with Female Badasses, just a very quick shout out to our sponsors. Of course, first is amzn.to. Amazon's been with us for over half the time we've been doing this podcast at this point. And most of the stuff that anyone watching see, all the microphones, cables, the board that we're using, all of that, the computer that we use, all of that was purchased through Amazon.com. And yeah, the headphones, yeah, we get it.
No, I was pointing to the camera. I was like, I bought these on Amazon.
Yeah. All the the cameras too. The cameras you're watching this through. Were
I like how Lowdown's doing like the Price is Right modeling of it all.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, buy your shit on Amazon and use it through our link.
It's so easy.
It's
Like
awesome.
the frames that the signed pictures on the wall are in, a lot of them came from Amazon.com.
That you can't see right now.
But
Yeah, but
anyway,
get it.
what I'm saying
The
is
bar.
that Amazon, you're probably already shopping through it, but the best way to do it is go through the tab at the top right corner of GUIpodcast.com. When you go through, it'll take you to Amazon. Bookmark that link and use that every time. And every time you purchase something through that link, we get a little bit of a profit from it. So it costs the same for you, but it helps us out at the same time by directing you to Amazon. So it's a way to help us out. And also, a way to help us out is to go through the link on our Friends and Sponsors page, Loot Crate. You guys probably already know about Loot Crate. There's not a whole lot more that I need to tell you. It's a weekly subscription box. It's got amazing, cool shit that... And by the way, if you're hearing loud rumbling, it's because we apparently have a thunderstorm that we're doing this during. Woo! But Loot Crate, of course, best subscription box out there, has amazing shit that's well worth the around between $16 and $20 a month usually.
Yeah, plus shipping, it's like 20. Right?
Yeah, it's
20.
like $20, and it's at least $40 worth.
And you can get one for your dogs.
Yep, there's Loot Pets available too, which oftentimes the T-shirts that are in Loot Pets sometimes match the T-shirts in Loot Crate. So if you go through the link at GUIpodcast.com, when you check out, you save $3 during checkout to save $3 off your first crate and helps us out at the same time. So do that. Now on to the female badasses. We've got a couple different categories to go over. Does anybody have one particularly that they want to start with, or
how do we start with Ripley from Aliens? I guess is the question I would ask. Sorry, but.
Well, I did want to go into real life badasses briefly before we get into all the fictional characters.
Fuck.
So I could shoot you down.
Yeah.
Apparently.
Yeah.
What do you guys want to talk about? Fuck you.
Yeah, right. I wanted to go into this. All right, well, we're going to go into this.
It's like asking the kids what they want for dinner, being like, "Fuck you, you're gonna get this."
I want mac and cheese. We're having broccoli.
Yeah, I already made dinner. I just want to see
That's
what
pretty much what you just
want.
did. You're just fucking ass.
It's meatloaf, fuckers.
So the first one that I want to mention is one that's personal to me, and is going to get a lot of like, oh, fuck you from the panel.
I have one that's like that.
Okay.
So
Is my mom. As far as real life badass goes, I mean, she raised my sister and I from like when I was 5.5 on by herself. Went to school while working 2 full-time jobs to raise my sister and I, and we never really felt like we were missing out on a whole lot, even though we were not exactly well off growing up. And if that doesn't mean badass, I don't know what does. You know, that took a lot of hard work and a lot of smiling when she really didn't want to. A lot of pretending everything was okay when she was worried about getting the rent. And that alone, for me, is she's one of the biggest badasses that I know. So there we go. I got that out of the way. Who else has a real life badass that they want to talk about?
I I will start with, well, my grandmother was the real life badass for, I guess, my personal part. She was somebody that my grandmother actually never learned how to drive, and my grandfather passed away unexpectedly a year after my parents got married, so in 1973. But, I mean, she had gone through 3 miscarriages, a stillborn baby, 2 of her children. She had 3 children that survived and lived, and 2 of them passed away before she did. But she was just like this hard-ass woman who worked her ass off and was just like this survivor of everything and still had such a kind heart. And even though she had very little, she would give anything that she could to anybody else. So that was my personal female badass.
Absolutely.
And I will really quick talk about Hobbit and I just went to my sister's graduate school graduation, and Tammy Duckworth, who is currently the senator of Illinois, we got to see her speak.
Ooh.
And she is such a badass.
Yeah, like legitimate badass.
She was in the Iraq War as she piloted a helicopter,
A Black Hawk.
and they were attacked.
They were shot down.
And during that, she immediately lost one of her arms, she lost a leg.
As she said, was vaporized.
Yeah, like instantaneously vaporized. And then the other one was actually stuck between like the controls, and so that one ended up being taken off. Yeah. And then her arm was actually partially taken off. And so this kind of goes with the real life badasses part, but also like that think team, because this was definitely like a ladies and her crew.
Yeah.
Because as her team was evacuating like the other people in the helicopter, there was one person that was like horribly like stricken also, but he wanted to make sure she was okay first, and so he declined medical attention until they pulled her from the helicopter because they thought she was dead. And so he declined medical attention until they pulled her from the helicopter. And like when she's talking to you about it, she's just so nonchalant about it.
Yeah, like weirdly nonchalant.
Yeah.
Like, and then I vaporized my leg.
Yeah,
arm. They just chopped it off.
yeah.
You know how arms go.
And now she's walking with prosthetics and doesn't have very much use of one of her arms. But yeah, she has risen, and she's a senator of Illinois, and she's just an advocate for so many things. So, like, she is definitely like the epitome of a female badass out there.
Also, apparently a big Kendrick Lamar fan. I don't know. Like, she brought that up during the thing. Like, have you heard that new single? Woo! It's like, all right. But that's the thing. She had a sense of humor. She never felt like, she understood that she went through a lot to get used to the prosthesis and get her life back together. But it was never anything like that. Anything was owed to her or anything like that.
Yeah, it was never like a woe is me kind of speech. It was more of like, this is what I've gone through, but this totally made me stronger, and I always had that positive outlook to push me further. Like, it only pushed her further to make her want to be more than she already was.
Yeah. Yeah, that was really powerful to hear her talk to these kids that are graduating college being like, I'm kind of broke. And she's like, I don't have legs. Yeah. Like, nah. No, that's not at all how she did it.
You can't really bitch with somebody like that.
But there were people like, oh, fuck me. Like, no, I'm going to shut up now.
I remember during my graduation speech, basically the guy told us that, like, we were the skinniest we would probably ever be. That Social Security probably wouldn't exist by the time we needed it. Like, it was a very depressing speech. So, like,
all probably true. But
I was like, okay,
I mean, the
this
planet's
going to
blow up.
To be like.
I don't know.
I think it's going to blow up in 20 years, so it doesn't matter.
I don't know about depressing. I'd say he was just being a realist. Just saying.
As somebody that's coming out of graduate school, though, like, I'm looking for this little bit of hope when I have all of this debt. And
so you want lies? You want lies?
Yes.
No. No. Why do you want to be lied to?
No, just for that speech. Like,
Just
not
for
in
Yeah,
life.
just for that. Yeah.
Just for this, just feel good until you get to the car after, and then it's
Yeah.
like, oh, that's right. There's traffic. People are terrible. I want to murder everyone.
I already had those
Traffic's
things.
the trigger.
I already had those things going on in my mind, but to have somebody stand up there that's supposed to be this person that's going to make this speech to you that's going to mean something to you, and then I'm sitting there like tearing up, like, oh my God, I don't have anything else in this world.
Maybe he
like,
thought, it's like, that motherfucker was right. Maybe that's what he thought you'd say down the road.
no.
No.
No, if you said it at all, it'd be like through your teeth, like, that motherfucker was right.
Pretty much. Yeah.
Just kind of mad at him. Like,
If you say it didn't happen,
yeah, right.
why'd you say it?
But of course, there's the regular badasses that everybody knows. We don't really have to get into a whole lot. Like, of course, Joan of Arc. And,
Are we off the personal ones now?
no, go personal.
I was going to say, I got to say, I think my wife's a pretty big badass.
Yeah.
She's a fucking
she was a
derby
single mom.
chick.
No, not even that, but she was a single mom.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So raising a kid's not easy. Like my mom was. My mom didn't do it very well though. So I'm not throwing that out
I
there.
think any
Yeah.
woman that gave birth is a kick
Yeah,
ass.
right.
Like seriously.
That's fair. That's fair.
It is true.
If we guys went through half the shit, we would be fucking not immobile.
You're a
sitting on the
badass
couch.
if you take care of it after the fact. You can have a kid all day. If you don't raise it, then you're not a badass.
Just the actual process of birthing is fucking hardcore shit. Goddamn.
I had a friend that was there for the birth of his child, and he one day I was over and he was washing the dishes, and there was like no comment, like, it's your turn. And I was like, is that like your chore? And he's like, yeah, because I saw my wife give birth. And like the first thing I thought after that, I was like, well, I guess I'm just doing the dishes from now on. Like that's
Yeah.
that's not even close to making it even, but it's like that's the only thing you could think of. Like, okay, you never have to do dishes again. That's just my thing now.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
because he's like, I mean, what do you normally have to go through as a man that like balances that out? It's like,
Exactly. Like,
Kidney stones?
Nah.
that's apparently incredibly painful.
My
but-
What
wife
I've heard, yeah.
had dealt with kidney stones. She's had issues with her kidneys growing up, and she'd had several kidney stones. And so they were like, well, you might be more prepared than other people. Nope. She said, not even fucking close.
But I'm to understand that men deal with pain differently than women.
Yes,
maybe
men do.
that's why it's analogous.
Yeah.
for
Men do.
men.
We're apparently wusses compared to women.
Well, I was being kind.
oh,
Yeah.
oh.
No need for kindness.
No need.
But
Not here.
you know, she, like you said, yeah, she does play roller derby, so that she takes ass whoopings and deals them as well. And then, you know, she was a single mother, so that's never easy. And then, you know, she was in the army
Yeah.
as well, so
And
Yep.
she's a brick shit house.
yeah.
Yeah.
But it's not only that she's a badass woman, but I think she's raising a badass woman too.
Yeah.
Skylar is a great kid. She it can be a shithead, but she is a really good kid.
Well,
all in
She's
all.
a kid.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Like,
No, she's a preteen. She's
almost
not a kid
pretty
anymore.
much
No,
no,
That's
She's a
teenager.
preteen.
And that's a totally
Yeah,
different.
she's not a kid anymore.
my nephew is
Oh, is he turning into that too?
he's
Yes.
13 and
Oh.
he's got that weird like 13-year-old boy funk.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
The
and he's,
hormones
like-
are just
and he's
raging.
moody and like he's still a great kid. Like he's smart as shit and I love hanging out with him, but there's points like, "Oh my god, you're so fucking 13 right now." You
Yeah,
know,
right.
just like and it's
Yeah.
Choke the 13 out of you.
He's not doing anything differently than any 13-year-old
No.
kid has ever done before.
No, it's just you're dealing with it.
Well, I'm barely dealing with it.
But
My
I'm just saying,
sister
that's what I
is
mean.
dealing with
That's
it.
what I mean. It's like, but, you know, you're dealing with. That's what makes it different. Is like all the other 13-year-olds are someone else is dealing with it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But no, she's smart. She got like the most growth certificate in her guitar in a ceremony this week. Most excelled, or you know, she's from knowing nothing to the end of the year.
Mhm.
Apparently, she did the best out of
Nice.
the students. So
Hell yeah. That's awesome.
yeah, it's pretty cool. She wants to take private lessons next year.
Oh, that's
Get
cool.
her an
Cheers,
electric.
cheers for your wife.
Cheers.
Actually, cheers to all the moms
Cheers to your
and
mom,
wives
dude.
and
She put up with
yeah,
your dumb ass. Cheers.
all the women's that had to deal with all the men's.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
it's
and,
just-
and my wife deals with me. So
Oh, man.
seriously,
Oh.
you guys don't know the half of it. So
well, I know
yeah.
at least the driving in the car with you part. Like I can understand that.
Oh yeah, imagine
Oh.
that. Imagine that in a home.
It just you hit traffic and you turn into fucking Animal from the Muppets. Just
I fucking hate it, man.
yeah,
Kyle's worse than me, dude. You saw it.
a little bit.
Yeah.
It's that Philly Jersey fucking connectivity bullshit.
We don't like dumbasses who are in 2,000-pound killing machines. Yes, that's exactly what it is.
That's everyone in Jersey and Philly.
Okay, so we've pretty much summed up that men can't go through childbirth and that men are crazy in cars. Can we get back to the female badasses?
Yeah, let's
okay,
do that.
that's awesome.
I'd say
I'm
for
gonna
now,
throw
let's
shit over
just,
Harley Quinn for that.
I'm sorry, what?
You heard me. I didn't stutter.
You're probably gonna after she's done with you.
Yeah.
She's tiny, but she'll get you.
I'll girl fight.
I'm scared. Shaking in my boots.
There's a lot of great strong female characters in TV, movies, comic books, novels, all that stuff. But there are some directors that really kind of focus on always trying to have a strong female character in the films that they do. And the first two that were pretty much like right out the gate that we talked about were Quentin Tarantino and, of course, Joss Whedon. Joss Whedon's won awards from women's organizations because of his portrayal of strong female characters. And in true Whedon form, he's like, I hate feminism. And of course, in this hugely feminist crowd, and he's like, no, I hate the term feminism, like that it has to be a thing. That's the thing people have asked him, why do you write strong female characters? He's like, because people still ask me that question because it's so out of the norm, and he's made it very important to him. So what are some of your favorites, I say, to start Whedon properties?
Well, I mean, Buffy.
She looks at her shirt.
Throw me a softball.
But, what is it about Buffy?
Well, I mean, it's not only Buffy, it's her squad.
The Scooby Gang.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Allison Hannigan's character is a crazy badass as well, especially when she fully develops into like black-eyed witch crazy business. But,
Evil Willow.
Yeah. Buffy goes through a lot too. It's a really good, well-rounded show.
And Willow's so girl power that she goes and starts fucking girls. Like, that's just how girl power.
That's the ultimate girl power.
The ultimate girl power.
I was going to say, and we've talked about it before, but Whedon's run on X-Men, where they took a character, honestly, kind of a throwaway character, the Kitty Pryde, who I had kind of paid attention to, whatever, but he made her the strongest she'd ever been in any comic was his run, where he took her and pretty much made her kind of the Buffy of the group, where she just kicked ass, didn't take shit, was fucking badass.
She took over the X-Men.
Yeah.
Truth.
Right. Like, the only time that I really remember her as being a major character in an arc was the Days of Future Past comic, where she was like the pendulum on which, that whole story kind of started.
And still she's kind of a background character in that.
Yeah.
Like this, in Whedon's run, he pretty much took her and was like, we're going to have the X-Men go through her viewpoint. And it worked out great. And she was fucking kick-ass. I mean, she sacrificed herself at the end of the run.
Hell yeah. Yeah, and just about every property that he has, like, lesser appreciated by Whedon, but I still very much enjoyed it, was Dollhouse.
Yes.
That it's definitely got some strong female characters, and I know your feelings on Elijah Dushku.
No, but that's the one thing I can tolerate her in. And even, like, the Madam of the House is a really strong female character, a badass and terrifying.
And British.
Yes.
So kind of evil.
Yes.
That's like,
A little bit.
if it's an American show and you're British, you're kind of evil. Like, and Whedon definitely does that with, like, Spike and Drusilla.
And that one Australian girl on it.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
She's amazing.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's an amazing ensemble cast of, like, crazy, amazing women.
Yeah. Again, like, I would have to go with Buffy. Buffy was something that I grew up with, and I think I was a little bit younger than a lot of my fellow panelists when I was watching it. So it's something that, and I think we kind of compared this to when we did the Wonder Woman episode of, having this kind of like girl power kind of thing out there for girls, like, and women. That's what Buffy really did for me. It was this strong female character. And I remember seeing the movie and thinking, okay, this is, the stereotypical ditzy California girl that's out there. But when Joss presented her in the way that he did, it was such a character. And she was kind of like the loner when the show began. And then she gets that Scooby Gang, and it becomes such a crazy, wonderful, like, world for her. But she goes through all of this different shit that it's so complicated, but she's still, like, you see the weaknesses that every person has, but she still comes out trying to be the strongest that she can. She has this weakness as a human, but she's still trying to be so strong.
Yeah, I mean, first of all, she dies twice. And,
Spoilers.
as we're all aware.
Was it just the twice?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's in the musical episode even. But you also see her go
Shame.
through like dealing with the death of her mom and like
Oh my gosh, when she has to give her CPR and she breaks her ribs.
That is The Body, I think is the name
Yes.
of the episode. Oh, fuck
It's-
that episode. Fuck.
But I think that's one of the best aspects of her is she's a multifaceted female badass. She's not a two-dimensional female badass that's beating all the ass. She's also coming home to find her mom dead.
Well, and that's something that I really like about Whedon's writing in the first place, whether it be the Avengers or Buffy or his comic books, is that it's
Runaways.
and Runaways, he's gotten shit for it, especially with Black Widow, that he shows vulnerability when he has these strong female characters. That was something that came out about Black Widow. People are like, she had this vulnerable moment. Everybody in that goddamn movie in Age of Ultron had a vulnerable moment. You can be a vulnerable character and still be a badass. It's overcoming that adversity that makes you a badass.
That makes you
Exactly.
relatable.
And that's Buffy, that's Dollhouse, that's Firefly, that's Avengers, that's all of them overcoming adversity, being vulnerable, but not letting that take over. That makes the big difference.
I was going to bring up Firefly, how pretty much the most badass character is the teenage girl that can pretty much just whip anybody's ass.
Anybody's ass.
Yeah.
Well, and I think with that, it's not necessarily that, like, it's, as you said, like, they humanize the character. It's not that they're this, indestructible person, but it's relating to the person. It's relating to that character. And it's not a weakness of them. It's just making them seem more like a person.
It's just who they are.
Yeah, it's just who they are.
If I'm not mistaken, Whedon wrote Cabin in the Woods, right?
He
Yeah.
and co-produced.
And co-produced. So
Yeah.
that main character, the female, that girl, she
also the same deal. Yeah.
she pretty much gotten away from the zombie redneck family, but she's the one that like threw the fucking bear claw down the hole to knock the dude in the back to knock him. I mean, she was fighting them to get out of the house, and then yes, stoner dude saved her at that moment, but he was really the bitch for the rest of the movie.
Pretty
She
much,
was the
yeah.
one leading the way. So,
Well,
yeah.
you look at movies like The Terminator. You're not identifying with the Terminator. You're identifying with the people that he's protecting or that are running along with him. Those are the people that are your person in that movie. Terminator is not relatable. He's just a nonstop, like, Darth Vader is only relatable in his interaction with his son. Like the unstoppable badass is not relatable. That's why the Whedon female characters are so powerful because, well, actually just the Whedon characters in general, but
Just real quick, because with Lowdown talking about Cabin in the Woods, it brought up another movie, which I don't know how many people here have seen it, but You're Next.
Oh
pretty
yeah.
much, which takes the
That
stereotypical...
wasn't Whedon though, was it?
no.
What's that?
That wasn't Whedon.
No,
though.
just talking horror
Just,
movies.
this is about horror movies. And I
yeah,
actually
she
watched
was
it
an
the other
ultimate
night.
badass.
And that's the
Yeah.
thing is, you have the female characters kind of go the way they go until you have that main character, and she fucking takes out all the motherfuckers in that movie.
She's a survivalist badass.
Yeah, seriously.
And I'm sure we'll get to this a little bit later, but you mentioned him with Vader. So I have to say, like, and I'm surprised. I don't think you had it on your list.
I don't think I did, and that's
which I was really fucking disappointed
that's
because I
super
had it on my
it's
list.
super disappointing.
Was
Yeah.
Leia, like
Leia.
one of the.
She's never really a badass.
I
Not until
feel
Force
like-
Awakens.
That's not true. When she
Not until Force Awakens.
when she takes the blaster away in fucking New Hope and is like taking down fucking stormtroopers, and just smart ass the whole time. Like you came
And
in
she,
that
and
thing,
again,
you're braver
she's
than I
become
thought.
a general.
Yeah.
By Force Awakens, she was
Yeah.
awesome. But I think that was really the strong suit for her.
I have to agree. She's one of the better things about those movies.
You don't count. You don't like Star Wars.
Yeah.
No, I think that counts more.
I think that does count more
She's no
because
Deanna Troy, but I mean...
I would say Rey is a bigger badass in the Star Wars franchise versus Leia for me.
Rey is like a out the gate badass though, and that's I think why she's. I love the character. Please do not shit on me. Like I absolutely love it, but that's why she's less relatable because she's like a badass out the gate.
Well, Rey is more of the loner character,
Yeah.
whereas Leia is more of like the team. Like
Yeah.
I mean, she's been raised as a princess. She has all of this shit behind her, but still, like her father trusts her enough to put this in her possession that I think that's why it's automatically like her father knows that she's a badass and is gonna get shit done.
Stepfather,
Yeah, stepfather,
Well-
exactly.
adoptive father. father.
Adoptive father.
Sorry.
Plus, like, we just have a lot more evidence of Leia's badassery. We have decades of her badassery. Proven again and again.
And we got one episode of Rey's badassery, one episode of Jin's.
Yeah, she was a badass.
She was
though.
a fucking badass.
Well, that's the only episode we're going to get of Jin, just so you know.
Yeah.
In case you were wondering.
There's no sequel?
No.
There is. It's called A New Hope.
And-
But she's not in it.
She's not in it.
No.
She's part of the rubble.
Yeah.
She switched teams.
Yeah, right.
And I don't want to make you cry, but we're gonna get one more episode of Leia.
Just one more? I had no idea.
Yeah, I wonder if they're going to kill her off.
I don't know how they're going to do
God.
it.
No.
Yeah.
I won't go. If I hear that's going to be... I watched Anthony through...
No, Han Solo was different. I guarantee it's not going to break his heart as much as Leia. Han Solo was a whole different thing for him.
That was guttural.
Yeah. I was next to him.
Yeah. Yeah, he screamed.
It was Jodi. It was Jodi, Groots, and myself. So he was like the cream in the sandwich, and he was like... It was so weird, man.
He turned into a raptor?
Seriously, ask
He did. It was terrifying.
I mean, anyway.
That's what these strong characters give us, is that, you know, there's somebody that you kind of almost emotionally rely on during these films. So when they go, it's just a fucking nightmare.
Yeah.
You know, just all the feels, like all the fucking feels. So Leia's going to be just, oh.
But we know what's coming, though.
Oh,
like,
no,
we
it's
know
got
it.
to, but-
So we didn't know about Han. We know it's happening with Leia. Like,
Yeah.
we go into it.
Something's happening.
Spoilers are already there. It's going to be less of a blow.
And I really hope they do it in like a fucking epic way.
It better. God damn it. It better be.
Oh my god, I fucking
will say
hope
that.
so. Like, I know that probably took them a lot more work to figure out how to do that, but she has to go out in an epic way.
Maybe they'll just send her to, like, live in another quadrant.
Oh, fuck
I'd be
that.
so
No,
pissed.
that would be-
Fuck that. That would
She's
suck.
gone to a retirement home.
Oh.
It's an
Galactic
assisted
retirement.
living facility. Thank you.
It's the new Alderaan home for retired princesses.
Yeah.
It's all the widows that were off planet at the time when the planet blew up.
Ooh, that stings a little.
Yeah, right? Isn't that rough?
Cry right now.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
But yeah, of course. So Leia, yes, no, that is a good addition to it. There are some other directors. We talked a little bit about Tarantino, and I know Miss Yankee Blue Jeans, has some real feelings about Zoe Bell from Death Proof, which is talk about a team of badass women.
No, but you want to talk about the badassest of all badasses.
Riding on the top of a fucking Challenger.
What the fuck? I screamed out loud so many times watching that movie. It's fucking insane.
Yeah.
Who the fuck does that? It's
Australians or New
Zealand.
Kiwis.
Yeah.
Sorry,
but
Kiwis.
She's so adorable too. She just jumps up and she's like, "I'm okay." She's definitely one of my favorite parts of that movie.
I actually just rewatched that scene the other day on YouTube just because I knew it was coming up, and I'm like, I'm gonna watch that because I mentioned Death Proof. It's actually yesterday. I mentioned Death Proof in the group message, and I was like, yeah, and all the way leading up to when Rosario Dawson did the fucking straight leg kick down. I'm like, yeah, fucking badass bitches, man.
Fuck yeah.
God damn it.
I mean, 2 of my top 10 movies are Tarantino movies, and they're strong female badass characters. The obvious one's Kill Bill.
Yeah.
I mean,
The Bride.
I remember
The Bride.
watching that, and the first time she takes out how many of the crazy 88s? Like, I mean, like, she
Oh my God, yeah.
fucks so many people up.
And who stunt doubled for her in that movie?
I believe it was somebody from New Zealand, I believe.
Yes,
or-
it was
yeah.
Zoe Bell.
It's as Zoe.
Zoe?
Zoe.
Bella.
The other one that he didn't direct, he wrote, fucking Alabama from True Romance.
Yep.
The scene when she fucks up Tony Soprano.
Holy shit.
Is so goddamn
so
amazing.
fucking good.
Oh, yeah, Patricia Arquette.
Yeah, she fuck like just the way she plays him and fucking stabs him in the leg with a
Oh,
screwdriver.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, he got some licks in, but she
Corkscrew.
definitely, went to the party on his ass. Like, yeah.
Fucking toilet head, like knocked him out of the toilet, shotgun. She just fucked him up. Like that was just goddamn amazing.
Oh, and let's not forget fucking Hateful Eight with what's her face?
God damn it.
Evil 8.
Hateful Eight. The what's her face in that?
That's gonna bother me.
Oh shit.
You talking about the prisoner?
Chick from
Yeah.
Fast Times.
She wasn't a badass in that movie.
She got punched in the face multiple times as leader of a fucking gang.
She was leader of, all you saw of her in that movie, though, was her get like imprisoned and then get the shit kicked out of her and then get choked, and that was it.
And like not even being affected by it, and then poisoning motherfucker. And then,
the poisoning the motherfucker part, that was sweet. But I mean, I'm just saying that was the weakest that was the weakest of the Tarantino strong chicks, in my opinion.
I think that she was absolutely strong. Just because she wasn't throwing punches doesn't mean she was wasn't a badass. She was getting punched in the mouth constantly talking back.
Taking punches like a badass.
Yeah, just never even fucking faltering, never like whining about it, never like crying about it.
Well, she knew if she whined about it, she'd get another one. That's the kind of company she was in. Like,
yeah, but also if she just like shut the fuck up, she wouldn't have gotten hit too, but she wasn't about to do that either because she wasn't about to like...
True, but she didn't have an extreme amount of dialogue in the movie either, though.
She had enough.
She had enough, but I don't know.
And also I never, Zoe Bell that didn't get to be a badass in that movie. She was just a sweetheart.
I didn't. I just driver. Watching that, I'd never put her as a badass. I don't know why.
I would definitely put her in the badass category personally.
Well, and like going back to Kill Bill, like I loved that the bride was like the main badass of it, but there were also multiple female badasses in that fucking movie.
And badass fights.
Yes.
Oh my god.
Like it was amazing to see, just these like strong women. Just, I mean, it was like, oh my god, the Lucy Liu fight. Oh.
That is a Hattori Hanzo sword.
and that's a big one, but like the fight with
Black Mamba.
Who was it?
Vivica
Fox.
How it starts?
Yeah.
That one was really special because it was like her in her life and balancing between being a badass assassin and like dealing with her daughter. Honey, mommy will be there in a minute. Mommy's talking to her friend. Like
Jennifer Jason Leigh. That's who played in Hateful Eight. So just wanted to get that out.
Yes.
So yeah, Tarantino, Whedon. One more before we go to break, and we'll pick up with the directors. I think after that is Luc Besson. Is well known as having strong female characters. I mean, the one that everybody goes to is, of course, Fifth Element. Lilu Dallas or Lilu
Dallas Multipass.
Multipass. Chicken.
Good.
You can also go with like professional. I mean, like Natalie Portman's pretty fucking badass, learning to be a fucking assassin. I mean,
and you can say what you want about the movie Lucy, but Scarlett Johansson was a very strong character in that movie.
Just don't watch the end of it.
Just don't watch it.
Yeah, the movie.
The end of it, you're like...
It wasn't a very good movie.
No. It had potential.
It was fun watching her kicking everybody's ass, and then once it was explained at the end, then you kind of wish you had turned it off like 10 minutes before that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So should we do some research on the break and come back with the timestamp at which people should stop Lucy?
Now,
pretty much.
Do you think that the female co-star in Valerian will like be another strong, or you think what's the actor's name is going to be the main focus?
Oh, I know who you're talking about. I don't remember his name.
Chronicle.
Yeah.
You know all that. But who do you think will be?
I think
given his direction with female badasses,
I'd say it's probably going to be a hit for hit situation.
You
where
think?
they're not badass together, but they
team.
kind of team take turns being badasses.
Yeah.
The movie I'm waiting for, and I'm curious, is Atomic Blonde.
You just read my mind.
Fucking badass.
It looks so good.
Yeah. Like, hey, we took John Wick, and pretty much female John Wick. It's gonna be.
It kind of looks like she's going to be more badass than John Wick. Just saying, John Wick didn't like tie some round dude's neck and then jump off a balcony and use his fucking head for leverage to swing into another room. I'm just saying.
John Wick went a little bit Bond with its like ridiculousness.
Yes.
Then, yeah.
But
it kind of
looks like it's gonna be.
It reminds me a little La Femme Nikita. Speaking of Luc Besson.
Oh yeah,
that's another.
Plus, you got James McAvoy. That's always
what
fun.
I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like I like the comedic aspect that James McAvoy is going to be involved with it in. But she looks like a fucking badass girl.
Yeah, I cannot wait for Atomic Blonde. If you've not seen the trailer for this movie,
look at it.
Charlize Theron?
Yeah.
Yes.
Isn't it? And she's looking all sorts of badass.
Is that the proper way to pronounce that?
Probably not.
I'm just curious. I've always wondered. I've always said Charlize Theron, but I don't know.
It's probably Charlize. Yeah.
Why do you have these weird fucking names?
She's
Isn't
from
it South Africa, isn't she?
South Africa.
Yeah. So that explains that.
Yeah. There you go.
But yeah, it looks incredible. Check out the trailer. Atomic
Check out
Blonde.
the Red Band trailer.
The Red Band trailer.
Yeah.
Watch it a few times. You're gonna want to.
Yeah.
Yeah. No shit.
But we got just a minute for us to touch on one last director, so we can get that out of the way before the half. Penny fucking Marshall. I mean, as far as somebody that likes strong female characters.
Yeah,
in
but
their
what movies? I have no idea.
A
what
League of Their
directors.
Fucking Own.
Oh.
I had that VHS. I wore that fucking VHS out. I loved that movie so much. And that's actually like going from director to the ladies with the crew to real life badasses. Like, that was my movie. And I know that, like, those specific characters, they were based on other people. But just looking at what they were dealing with and, like, the shit they were doing. And, what was that show that I watched where there were actually, like, women, like, making bombs during World War II? Like, going through all of that shit. Like, those are the real life badasses. And like the fact that this story was created for them and that she thought of doing something like this was totally out of that element. I feel like for the time I wanted to be like, I played softball for a long time. I wanted to be one of those girls.
Mm-hmm.
Anthony uses that movie as a weapon against me. We were actually like staying overnight somewhere that we had a big screen TV, and he found that movie and put it on and just giggled and watched me until the crying started. Mm-hmm. But like the scene in the end where they're all having the reunion and they batters, I can't with it. I cannot.
I know.
You mean when they go to the Hall of Fame and they're
Yeah.
like looking at everything?
Yes.
So I was just seeing if I could get a tear out. So.
My sister bought me the DVD for Christmas because she knew it would make me cry because she remembered how many times I watched it on VHS. Mm-hmm.
Speaking of strong female characters, Penny Marshall, though, just to throw it out. But yeah, let's go back to League of Their Own. United States of Terror. She directed some
That
episodes of that.
show had some solid episodes on it.
Riding in Cars with Boys.
Mm-hmm.
Talk about like a single mother dealing with like all the craziness, especially at the time. League of Their Own. Jumping Jack Flash.
All right.
Whoopi!
Whoopi.
Gotta give the Whoopi Goldberg shout
I
out.
fucking love that movie.
Well, apparently
I don't give
so
a
does
shit.
your mother, right? Your
Yes,
mother's
my
a
mother
big fan
loves that
of
movie.
jumping. That's just the weirdest choice to be like really into.
Yeah, I mean that movie's kind of like weird.
Like that's just such an odd choice.
Yeah.
That's like, I'm a really big fan of Jacob the Liar. Like, it's not a bad movie. It's a great movie, but it's not like one that you're like, you watch it every couple of months.
I mean, my mom has her movies. She loves Trading Places, but she loves Jumping Jack.
Trading Places,
is
yeah,
amazing.
that's
Okay,
fine.
so why is Trading Places okay, but Jumping Jack Flash is not okay?
Whoopi fucking Goldberg.
Eddie Murphy, Dan
oh my
Aykroyd.
God, talk about a fucking female badass. This woman went from prostitution and not having a life to becoming one of the biggest movie stars for a really long time.
And she was Guinan.
God damn it,
I'm
Jodi.
sorry. Did the Trekkie say something about...
Yes, she was.
She was also, I cannot remember the name of the movie she was in, but she dressed up as an old white man to get into stocks and bonds.
That was later in her career.
Yeah, and she went into like the cigar lounge of like the old white dudes, and
Why
That's
are you
all
doing
right.
this?
That's all right. Whoopi doing better than you. Just step away.
okay.
Step away from Whoopi.
But yeah, talk about somebody that was
That's
brought.
the name of the episode, is Step Away from Whoopi.
Step away.
But again, like, talk about somebody that went from like being very like low, and I mean, yeah, she was a prostitute. She did a lot of shit. Like, she did a lot of drugs.
I would argue
She
that
went-
being on The View means she still kind of is, but that's my own personal opinion.
Oh.
That's actually kind of weak. That's yeah, I don't feel good about that one.
Vile.
Is
Yeah,
that a dad joke? I'm counting them at this point. So
yeah.
okay.
She's
Well, we did pretty
marking
good.
them
It's almost the break, and he
he's only got
only had
two.
two.
Yeah,
Wow.
So that's pretty weak
yeah. Speaking of, we should just go to break at this point. Let's just leave it on
Yeah.
that note.
before it gets worse.
When we
Such a
come back,
sad
we'll
note.
talk a bit about what we are drinking and get into our drunken scenes and more things about female badasses. So stick around.
I saved Jodi.
She's used to it though. Yeah, see?
This being surrounded by man.
Years of this.
Just big sweaty sausages all around.
You're used to big sweaty sausages all around you, Jodi?
Of course I am.
On that note, welcome back to the second half of Geeks Under the Influence. As always, before we get into anything else, we're going to talk about what we are drinking. So cue the music. Hey, we're fucking drinking. We're getting drunk. You want to know? Well, here you go. Hey.
I'm so proud of him.
Fucking Kyle, man.
So good. It's so good.
When he eventually passes away, like that's what we play, right? Like as a service, just over
Yes.
and over again. Yeah.
God.
And now the last thing we're gonna hear from Kyle.
The fucking the recessional. Like,
We're getting drunk. You want to know?
To the point, like his family doesn't know anything about it. They're just like, "What the fuck is happening right
I'd like
now?"
to play this to remember him by.
So that is our current theme for what we are drinking. You can find the raw version of that where there's no music behind it on our stream. Download it through SoundCloud is probably the easiest way to find it, or iTunes, and do your own remix and let us hear it, and we'll play it on the episode if it's like not trap music or what's the other one that I hate? Dubstep. Yes, that
I
one.
just want to hear a gangster version of it. All right, I mean.
Oh man, if you could Gangster's Paradise, hey, it's what we're drinking. I would love it so much. Ding ding, hey, fucking great. All right, so what we are drinking, we've got a few shares this evening, which is fantastic. To start, I guess I'll go. Lone Rider Brewing Company has Shotgun Betty, a Hefeweizen ale. I figured that was a pretty reasonable choice for a female badass episode. Is a Shotgun Betty with chick with a shotgun. Yep, that seems to work just fine. Kind of that Annie Oakley, Calamity Jane kind of setup. Ales for Outlaws. It's a Hefeweizen ale, and it is, what's the percentage on this? It's from Lone Rider Brewing Company out of Raleigh, North Carolina. So it's East Coast local. 5.8%. And it's a pretty tasty little summer beverage.
I love it.
Yeah.
It's a great Hefeweizen. Definitely sessionable.
Really light, smooth. Little touch of that wheat kind of flavor on the finish.
But not
Jodi
not
likes
heavy.
it.
Does Jodi like it?
as far as beers go, yes.
Oh, nice.
So let me clarify. As far as
Can we
beers
make a
go,
Jodi song where she says "I approve"?
Hey, it is an icky.
Yeah, I didn't want to throw up.
it sounded like you said, "Hey, this is Kaniki."
It's a different part of the podcast.
I feel like when Jodi says something about beer on the podcast, especially with the headphones on, she just reminds me of Molly Shannon in the SNL skit.
It's my
The radio show. It's these sweaty balls are amazing.
I really enjoy that it's sessionable. Good times.
I should have her try the sour. No, her head would explode.
Yeah.
Do not want. But the Shotgun Buddy is quite delightful. It's very sessionable summer beer choice from Lone Rider. And the other choices we got tonight, who wants to go next here?
I brought a share. It's the east of the East Coast locals, or the localist.
The eastiest?
The localist, probably is a better word, of the East Coast locals. It's Hardywood's Cuvée Peach, which is their peach triple ale, which is delicious. And then they decided to age it in white wine barrels, which, yeah, it's pretty fucking tasty. Coming in at 8.2. Yeah. That's it. Yeah. And it's fucking good.
Does Jodi like?
She likes that. Look at that face.
She likes
Holy
it.
shit. Hey, guys. Jodi likes it.
I do like it.
Give it to Jodi. She doesn't like anything.
She doesn't like anything. She likes it.
I do. I taste the peach.
It's
Very
right.
excited.
The regular peach triple is really fucking good.
By the way, I've heard that about you.
Oh, if I can taste it.
She tastes like a peach.
God damn it.
And back to face off.
Yeah, back to face off.
Tastes
Always
like
back to face off.
Tastes like a peach.
Oh, Jesus Christ. That'll be the half a second ringtone. That'll be the notification tone for like.
That's a text message tone.
But now this is really tasty. What's the ABV on that?
8.2.
8.2. Yeah, it does not by any
No.
stretch taste 8.2.
And neither does the original. I mean, they didn't.
No.
The ABV didn't change with the aging. It's more so the flavor. But both of them don't taste like they're high alcohol. Like I gave it to my wife. We went to a Hardywood for something on a Thursday. Yeah, and I bought one and gave it over there, and she hadn't had a drink yet. And she had went out and passed flyers for Derby, and I was like, "Here, try this. You're gonna love it." And she tried it. She's like, "Ooh, that's good." I'm like, you want one? She's like, yeah. So I gave it to her. And by the time she got about 3/4 down, I was like, that's 8.2, right? She's like, that explains a lot. I'm like, yeah, it does. My wife's tiny, guys.
She weighs like 4 pounds.
She's got muscle. She weighs more than 4 pounds. Okay.
She weighs 7 pounds.
But muscle weighs more than fat.
I think she has more muscle than you, so.
She does.
No, that's definitely
She does have
true.
more muscle than you.
Yeah. Super true. I'm not going to argue that point.
But it takes you like 3 beers, and she had like 3 beers in one. So that was that.
Yeah.
That was fun.
Yeah, that's super tasty. That's seasonal, definitely.
Yeah, the peach triple comes out around May. I think they released it.
Okay.
And then this is the first year I think they've done this. I haven't seen this cuvee peach where they've aged it before.
Yeah, I've never seen that before through Hardywood.
So tasty beverage. Hopefully, outside of the Richmond area, has it available in bottle.
I think their distribution has gotten crazy. Like
it's gotten better
with the gingerbread stout. I think it's opened up the door to them getting.
Sure.
At least DC, Maryland,
yeah,
maybe probably North Carolina, hopefully.
But depending on the amount that they're doing of these the series bottles, like some
That's
of those aren't going to reach out as far. So I'd say if you're in the Richmond area, and our listeners that are outside of the Richmond area, if you see this in stores and you're not in Richmond, shoot us a message. Let us know kind of where you found it.
Yeah.
I mean,
we can let other people know kind of what the range is on this thing.
But like with
instead
gingerbread
of
stout,
like contacting Hardywood and asking.
Was it gingerbread stout? What beer was it? Where a listener went to DC for something and he let us know we found a beer.
I think it was the gingerbread stout. Yeah,
but it was a variation. I don't think it was a regular gingerbread stout. I think it was the bourbon barrel.
The barrel?
Yeah,
it might have been. Yeah,
and he threw us a note and we acknowledged that. So guys, come on,
Yeah, absolutely.
I know in Norfolk, like my brother-in-law and sister and my parents live there still, and they've acknowledged like the different Richmond breweries that are kind of showing up there, and they definitely mentioned Hardywood as being one of them.
Nice.
So,
well, Hardywood's like the big name that everybody knows in Richmond, but there are so many other breweries that are coming up and kind of starting to really compete with the quality as far as that goes. Like Hardywood, I love it, but it's not my favorite brewery in town.
Yeah. No.
nope.
As far as beers go, there's the place, and also the clientele, the atmosphere.
As far as beers go, I'd say my favorite is probably, as far as the beers on the menu the amount versus the ones I don't like, probably 3-Notched.
3-Notched is way up there. Like they consistently have really good beers,
And they're Charlottesville.
They're out of Charlottesville, but they have the
Collab House.
The Collab House that, of course, we've been able to create a beer with. So we might be a little biased, but also
No, there are other
also
beers. Not our beer aside. All the other beers they have. Their Gozas, their IPAs that I can actually drink.
Mm-hmm.
Which is nice.
Yeah.
Their white ales. I mean, the brown ales. I love all of them.
When also Isley, as far as like consistently, like there's
Isley's
a number
my
of
favorite.
beers that I really like.
Ooh,
That
their white ale. What is that? Plain Jane.
Plain Jane.
That's fucking delicious.
Have you had the blueberry Plain Jane?
Oh yeah.
Oh man,
Didn't I bring that for an episode? On
It's
the
very
bottle?
possible.
I thought I did.
We've been on a kick lately with blueberry Plain Jane. It's so
good.
goddamn good.
And the
Summer
Cheesy
beer.
Mother.
Choosy Mother is fantastic.
Not a summer beer.
No.
You will throw up.
Yeah. But
yeah.
we have one more share. Miss Katie Turbo brought a little something for us to taste on.
I brought
That sounds really dirty.
the Femme Fatale Blanc. This is through Evil Twin Brewing from Brooklyn, New York.
Nice.
So I guess Northeast local. It's an IPA. It is 6%. It's an IPA that we will try.
It's an IPA.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a good thing, right? If you didn't know it.
Yeah, I didn't see
smell that?
this as an IPA.
Yeah.
There's
Thank you.
like almost no hops on it.
I know. I have too much of the
Ooh,
Hardywood.
That doesn't smell like an IPA. Wow. Okay.
Can you give me another cup?
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
So it's definitely an IPA.
It's an IPA.
This is a really smooth.
It doesn't smell
Yeah, it's not
like an
super
IPA.
hoppy at all. It's real easy drinking. Oh man,
It smells really
I could
good.
drink this all day. This is great.
Yeah, it's only 6%, so it's definitely sessionable. The flavor's there, which I'm getting ready to try. Like I'm excited about it.
I'm really excited. Like I'm not normally a huge IPA person because a lot of them tend to overhop. This is not even like really registering on the hop scale.
No, it's definitely doesn't have an IPA feel to it, but initially there is a bitter kick in the back of the throat.
A little.
And that I think that's all the IPA you're getting out of it, which is nice. All in all, it's really good. It's really good.
By any chance, are there the IBUs on that bottle?
I'd say I'm gonna guess it's in the 40s somewhere.
I'd say maybe even it's got to be at least 40s for it to be an IPA.
Yeah.
And, yeah, that'd be weird if it was in the 30s.
No?
Okay, we're gonna look that up, but yeah, that's surprisingly not terribly hoppy for an IPA. That's I've thought about getting that bottle for other episodes, and it being an IPA, or I was like, no. And yeah, now I'm actually kind of disappointed I didn't get this earlier. This is tasty.
Well, it actually works for this episode the best. So
There you go.
Definitely femme fatales. I mean, there's an entire
category
yeah. of femme fatales, but that is not what we're doing first.
What else? And what else is everyone drinking? You're doing basic, right?
No, we got a variety pack of the Shiner brand beers. There was a grapefruit. There was the regular. There was a sour, and
blonde.
And a blonde. Yeah, and pretty decent. The sour is that's the one that's kind of sours are always you either like them or you don't.
Miss, yeah.
And this is not a bad sour. It's just.
It's very sour.
It's very sour, yeah, and nothing against Shiner. It's just that if you like sours, then it's probably up your alley. But the other ones, I'm a big fan of Shiner Bock. Drank it for years, and so yeah, and all the other stuff that I've tried so far in the pack have been fantastic. So they had it on sale at Once Upon a Vine. So
Probably means they were trying to get rid of it because they hadn't been selling.
No, they got a
wanted-
deal. And
Yeah.
Oh, did
they
Okay.
bought as many cases as they could.
They tried
Really?
to get apparently 60 cases, which was all they had, and then they only sent them the 24.
24 of them, yeah.
So they were kind of disappointed.
Yep.
Boo.
But Katie, what are you drinking on?
I am drinking currently the Morgasm Grapefruit Zest Blonde Ale through DuClaw.
Okay.
It's all right. I was kind of disappointed. I feel like it's a little bit overly grapefruity. I love blonde ale, so that's kind of what I was looking forward with it. It's 5%. It's all right.
Okay. Yeah, I would agree. Yeah, it's kind of meh.
Yeah.
Miss Jodi.
I don't want to talk about it.
Oh yeah, come on, basic white girl, come on.
I'm drinking Angry Orchard.
Yes, you are.
Well,
I am totally okay with it.
That's a bad cider.
It's not woodchuck.
Yeah,
It's not
I'll
woodchuck
give you
bad.
that.
Yeah, it's
I'll
not
give you
woodchuck.
that.
But it's also not like,
Bold Rock.
Bold Rock
I
or
burnt
Busky.
myself.
Busky is sold in 6-packs.
I burnt myself out on Bold Rock, and I went with what was available in the store I was
I'll
in.
give you this. I had a function where there was an open bar, and that's all they had is a cider, and it wasn't shit. That was
No,
the first time I had
Angry
it.
Orchard,
It's a
no.
free cider. It was,
Angry
it was too
Orchard,
bad.
like, I remember, like, when
Thank you, Hunter.
and that's what, like, I remember
it's no
when,
it's not as bad as woodchuck, all right?
when cider was not as available as it is now.
It's basically woodchuck.
It was basically like woodchuck was all there was,
Yeah.
and then Angry Orchard came out, and I was like, Angry Orchard is actually pretty great, and it's not a bad cider. Like, I would not say that it's awful. Like, it's a little bit sweeter than the other ciders that are
Too
coming
sweet.
out now,
It
but
is.
it's not bad. Like, it's not
No.
something
Well-
that it's not woodchuck.
When
No.
you're in a hurry and you're in the Scary Martins,
Ooh, with the
When
scary
you're in the
Martins
Martins
already.
that's about to close.
yes,
Jesus.
then you either get the thing you're burnt out on, or you get Angry Orchard, or you get woodchuck. And so here I am.
Right.
Hello.
You
The
between
Martins by
woodchuck
your
and that,
house
you
is
made the
Scary
right
Martins.
decision, so.
The Scary Martins is being like in the bad white neighborhood. Like
Right?
it doesn't
It's
really
scary.
count as scary.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
No, it is scary now because they're all closing, so they're kind of dwindling down. Like, a lot of them are closing, so a lot of them are dwindling down on their stock.
It's creepy. It's got that like
that
eternal
fluorescent?
sunshine, like partway through the memory erasure Barnes and Noble situation going on. So
Yeah, she turned the island and there were two twins asking
Well
her
done.
to play with
Well
her.
done.
Yeah.
Appreciate that. That's a forgotten movie people don't seem to care about. It's sad.
So, Hunter, you drinking anything special?
Just preparing for 4th of July with the red, white, and blue.
Nice way to try to pull it off.
Yeah,
Oh, shut the
good.
fuck
Not
up.
that I'm cheap as shit or anything.
Shut the fuck up.
Don't worry about that because he fucking pulled that off.
Yeah, I tried to with Wonder Woman. It didn't
America.
work. Yeah.
Tried.
No?
I was waking up for that bullshit.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah.
Speaking of being awoken, thank you for being awake for this episode.
You are welcome.
What are you drinking on tonight?
Well, aside from all the shares, I brought a mixed 6-pack of one summer beer and one just tasty beer. I brought a Anderson Valley's Summer Solstice. Now, you might remember Anderson Valley. We've raved about their winter solstice.
It was phenomenal.
It's delicious. They kind of knocked out of the park with Summer Solstice, too, in my opinion. I really enjoy this beer. It's good. This is only 5%, but it's summer beer. Most summer beers are very low in the alcohol.
Yeah.
Because you don't want to be drinking all day at a cookout with 7% beers, because that's just bad decisions.
Yeah, I've done it.
It's
I've
not
done it.
good. You don't feel good after that.
No, what's worse is the one time I drank a bottle of Cabernet by the pool in like 100-degree weather. That was
You're
I felt
a dumbass.
No, it's what I was pouring. That's all I had.
Yeah, dude.
And honestly, it would have been better if I just didn't drink that day. That was terrible.
Like a belly full of meat and potato salad. Oh yeah, Cabernet. It's great.
and a really heavy, dry, like mouth puckery Cabernet.
Not good,
Sauvignon.
man.
Yeah,
That's how Anthony does it.
yeah, that is how.
Yeah, I
Anthony
don't
does
understand how he does that. I don't get any functions. He walks
it.
afterwards.
Well, functions is iffy.
And the other I'm drinking is it's by Duclaw. It's another beer by Duclaw. It's their Sour Me This, and it's actually a dry hopped sour, and I don't get the dry hopped anywhere in it. It's
I don't
very
get the
good.
sour that much in it though. I mean, it's a little sour, but it's
Yeah,
not
it's-
like, oh my god, like the fucking sour that he has.
I tried that. The
That's
Leinenkugel
awful.
one.
A little much.
Yeah.
No, not the Leinenkugel. No, the
Shiner.
Yeah, the Shiner one. Like,
I mean, sorry, the Shiner one.
Yeah.
You let me try it outside. The citrusy one.
Yep.
Remember I said it's like
Yeah. The citrus note is kind of
This actually has a very good. It rounds out at the end with like a little bit of a sweet fruit flavor.
Okay.
So it's sour and then it's like, oh hey,
Nice.
So, yeah, it's good. I like
Cool.
it. That's what I'm drinking.
So that is what we are drinking.
That's
Next
everything.
Up is our. It's making a drunken scene.
Oh god, I don't even know what I'm
this
gonna do
is going
for
to be
this.
an interesting one.
No,
so
it's not. It's
put
gonna-
up the
it's gonna be
music
terrible.
here.
Making a drunken scene.
All right, so tonight we're talking about female badasses. We've got 3 different movies that have strong female protagonists in them. First one up, of course, is Aliens from 1986, the classic James Cameron alien movie. And we've got a scene between Ripley, Corporal Hicks, and Private Hudson. So who's Ripley on this one?
Yeah, it's
That's
me.
Lowdown.
That's Lowdown. Okay, and who's Corporal Hicks?
That's Lowdown.
That's also
That's
Lowdown
me.
in a different
It's-
voice.
well, yeah.
In a different voice.
Okay, and
I'm
then
gonna do the best I can, folks.
And then Private Hudson
Bam.
is Mr. Fuck You Hunter. All right, so whenever you guys are ready.
All right.
You're super
like
excited.
like you're not super excited to be Ripley.
I am, but like, I don't. I'm gonna do like a opposite voice for Ripley.
Reach into your inner female voice.
It's not gonna be female. How long after we're declared overdue can we expect a rescue? 17 days.
17 days? Hey, man, I don't want to rain on your parade. We're not going to last 17 hours. Those things are going to come in here, and they're just going to did before. They're going to come in here,
Hudson.
and they're going to come in here, and they're going to get us.
Hudson. This little girl survived longer than that with no weapons and no training. Right?
Why you put her in charge?
Nice. You should have thrown a woohoo.
Yeah, you can know.
All right.
Apologize, that was a little loud.
Yeah, no worries, no worries. I'll fix that in post. It's fine.
I was trying to. I was thinking about doing Eeyore, but then like the lines didn't work up with it.
So you just did like Eeyore's like just like hipster like
Yeah, pretty much.
apathetic like cousin.
It's apathetic to the whole thing.
Like Eeyore with a fanny pack that like works at a record store.
Fanny pack and
just like,
flannel.
I guess I'll show you where the Michael Bolton is.
Exactly.
I don't even know if we have it.
It's like
but
I base
whatever.
my voice off if I can make it go with how they talk, and like Eeyore was not working for Ripley at all.
I'm going to use that as a euphemism for hipsters. I'm going to be like, look at this fucking fanny pack Eeyore over here.
I'm so happy right now.
That's great.
Fantastic.
That's awesome. Fanny pack Eeyore.
All right, next one is a monologue by one person. Miss Katie Turbo is going to be rocking Buffy in the monologue from the last episode of the Buffy the Vampire Slayer TV series. So whenever
no
you're
big
ready,
deal. No pressure.
none whatsoever.
Okay. Get prepped. Okay. So, here's the part where you make a choice. What if you could have the power now? In every generation, one Slayer is born because a bunch of men who died thousands of years ago made up that rule. They were powerful men. This woman is more powerful than all of them combined. So, I say we change the rule. I say my power should be our power. Tomorrow, Willow will use the essence of the Slayer to change our destiny. From now on, every girl in the world might be a Slayer. Who might be a Slayer will be a Slayer. Every girl who could have a power will have the power. Can stand up, will stand up. Slayers, every one of us, make your choice. Are you ready to be strong?
Fuck.
All right, so that was like I felt you were just like what's his face, Liam Neeson in fucking Gangs of New York, like the female version.
I was thinking Braveheart, but
That's what I was trying to go with.
Braveheart was Scottish. Braveheart was Scottish.
Yeah, close
Liam Neeson was Irish.
I love
Fuck
that
off.
you threw in a little southern dialogue in there and called it might could. Just
What was that? Was that Scythe? Was that what?
it was the slice.
What was that?
That was good. That was
She was
fucking glorious.
channeling
great.
like one of the Pikeys from Snatch.
She was channeling.
Someone needs to do dialogue like fucking Brad Pitt.
It
That
was
would
a
be
lot
so
of
good.
emotions.
It would be
Tell you
so
what,
good.
We'll do a Guy Ritchie episode and we'll do a scene that has the pikey
Yeah.
in it, and see.
Oh, you
what
got
happens.
to with the blue.
And
So
you,
Peter make a blue.
Sorry.
and you don't even have to do the dialogue. You just go hush, 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 hush,
I just have somebody speak over that, interpreting what's saying.
and then somebody just with a super white guy voice is like, he wants to go to the bathroom.
He's looking for more beer.
Did I not
He
say
wants the
Skype?
periwinkle blue.
Yeah, right.
What did I say?
All right, so
What did I do?
You blacked
have I
out
done?
you blacked out for a minute and
There
went
have
Irish.
been multiple times in my life where I've had a Will Ferrell moment from old school where I've just totally blacked out, said a speech, and then I asked later what I said.
I'm calling that our entire relationship. It's fine.
truth.
One day she's like, "Fuck, what? Who are what?" It's gonna happen. Next one up is from the Battlestar Galactica. One of my personal favorite episodes was 33, episode 1.1. So, well, it was really
It's the first episode of the regular
after the
season.
miniseries,
Yeah.
right? Yeah,
Might be potentially their best episode.
it very possibly. It's such a good episode, and it really sets it up for kind of just how worn out these fuckers are.
If you have anybody questioning whether to watch it, that's the episode to start them on.
Sure. Well, I say the miniseries
Yeah.
first, and then yeah. But this is from 2004, and it stars Kara Thrace, Starbuck, which will be played by Jodi. And Jodi, in what voice will you be doing this?
I will be doing this in the style of the character played by Joey Lauren Adams in Kevin Smith's Chasing Amy.
Good. I'm so excited right now. And I will be playing the part of Captain Lee Apollo Adama. So whenever you are ready.
Okay.
Why are we arguing about this?
I have no idea.
Neither do I. You're the CAG. Act like one.
What the hell does that mean?
It means that you're still acting like you're everyone's best friend. We're not friends. You're the CAG. Be careful out there. Our job isn't to be careful. It's to shoot Cylons out of the fracking sky. Good hunting is what you say? And now one of your idiot pilots is acting like a child and refusing to take her pills. So either she says, yes, sir, and obeys a direct order, or you smack her in the mouth and you drag her sorry ass down to sick bay and you make her take those pills.
God damn it.
Oh,
it's so good.
I'm sorry. I need you to both glare at each other
Oh, wait.
for a long moment and then burst into laughter.
Oh, that's pretty fun. That part will happen pretty definitely.
My glasses are fogged up.
Well, I'm glad I'm not working for you.
You're damn right you're glad.
So do I have to smack you in the mouth, Lieutenant?
No, sir. I'll take my pills.
Oh, perfect.
That's my line.
Oh, wait. Sorry. Yeah.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah, you did it better.
yes.
Carry on.
Yes, sir. What?
God damn it. I'm so glad that you.
Oh, it's so good.
Oh, it's so good. All right.
Lieutenant-
Last time I requested a fucking voice, Crump failed me. I requested Tim Curry for his role. He didn't do it.
Yeah, well, because you asked him to. If you ask Crump to do anything, he'll do the opposite of that.
Ass.
I
Yeah.
legit fogged my glasses to the point I had to take them off.
That was a great Lieutenant Fingercuffs. I mean,
Lieutenant Fingercuffs.
So I had some sex.
Yeah.
Now I just want to name the episode Lieutenant Fingercuffs.
Do it. Do it. Come on.
No, fuck it. I'm writing that down.
Do it. Lieutenant Fingercuffs.
All right, so those are the scenes from Making a Drunken Scene. Now on to the rest of the episode. We talked about directors. We talked about real life badasses. We talked in and out about some of our favorite female badasses, but really the one that is kind of such a trope for both men and women, but you're getting more and more women in this trope are the haunted loner. You know, it's they might be surrounded by people that are helping with the cause, but like a big one that I would say is a haunted loner in the young adult version of movies is Katniss Everdeen.
I knew you were gonna go there.
Ugh.
Yeah. The
on,
Hunger
man.
Games is a big thing, and a lot of people are huge fans of it. Katniss, though she has her rabble-rousing friends that help her through all the stuff, she's still kind of separated from it the entire time. So that's an example of what I'm talking about with Haunted Loner. So what other ones would you...
I mean, I don't know. Would X-23 count as that from Logan? Or
I definitely think that she would be. But we were also talking about before, like, she, as far as the people that were created for those loner characters. So where do you put them at that point?
Well, there is kind of a hard choice between the Haunted Loner and the Think Team characters, because a lot of the time it's the Haunted Loner. Like, you look at, say, the X-Men with male characters. Wolverine is the Haunted Loner that teams up with the team, but he's still the Haunted Loner.
Yeah.
Well, Buffy kind of is too.
Yeah, it kind of falls into that as well.
In her own way, like she has
bitches
an otherness.
Constantly about being alone, even though she's got all these friends.
Yeah.
Who did I bring up outside earlier? I didn't write it down. You did. I mentioned someone you said, oh yeah, Haunted Loner, and I forget who the fuck that was.
The last one I wrote down was Hidden Figures.
No, before that.
No, that should actually be Think Team.
Yeah, you fucked up.
Yeah.
You specifically said Haunted Loner.
Oh, there we go. Okay, yeah. No, Laurie Strode.
Yes, Laurie Strode.
Yeah.
Yes. Haunted Loner. Yeah.
And why?
Well, I mean, I guess outside of the first movie, she was a loner. It was her and some fucking kids. But in the second one, she had a whole goddamn hospital. She felt safe for a while. Mm-hmm. She had all the nurses at the nurse station right up the hall. She had police officers, everything. She still was the loner.
Yeah.
When it came down to it, it came down to her and Michael in a fucking room full of like oxygen.
Yeah. We're talking about, of course, the character from Halloween, the Halloween series.
Predominantly Halloween 2.
Pretty much a loner, except for a responsibility to raise her son. But Sarah Connor from T.
That's the one I was talking about.
Because she's pretty much, the only person she's concerned with is her son. Besides that, fuck everybody else.
Oh, yeah, fuck everybody else.
Yeah. She's in a team, but she gives no fucks about
whatsoever. Yeah.
And from the transition from the first Terminator to T2.
Oh, my God,
she went from, like, the basic
hair.
victim to fucking badass. First time you see her, she's fucking do pull-ups and just stare at the camera and
The
say,
scene
fuck
where
you.
she's escaping the asylum and she puts the fucking like the cleaner in the needle and sticks it in the fucking doctor's like neck is still to this day one of the most badass moments that I can think of growing up. That seeing that movie, I saw that movie well before I should have.
I think all of us did.
Yeah, definitely. And that scene, and also of course T-1000 walking through the bars. And then the head being exploded with a shot. That whole hallway scene, and the doctor finally seeing it and be like, "Oh fuck, she was totally telling the truth." It's just fucking perfect.
She's not crazy.
Yeah.
Wait a minute.
Oh god.
Just her
So
fucking
good.
with the doctor when she's like, "How's the arm?" And like, explained, well, she kind of fucked me up a while ago.
Now, as far as haunted loners, we've mentioned her kind of here and there, but haven't really gotten super deep into it. Even though we did a scene from one of her movies, it comes in definitely in the later films, not necessarily the first film, but Ripley. Super haunted loner. Not necessarily in the first one. She's part of a group.
But by aliens, though,
aliens, she doesn't know these people outside of the mission.
But she knows the shit. She knows what they're up against, and they don't take her seriously.
Yep. Until they take her seriously.
Exactly.
But that's kind of the epitome of haunted loner is and honestly, this was before Terminator. This was before a lot of this other haunted loner stuff, and I'd say she's definitely, as far as the female side of things, very much kind of the trope, the kind of the template for that type of character.
Yeah.
And of course, I also have to mention Jessica Jones.
Absolutely.
She is such the loner character. And this was one of the first, like, I feel like Netflix originals to where they created this character, or not created this character, but kind of, put forth in a dramatic way of creating this person that you see as being such a vulnerable character, but she's so fucking hard ass and she is willing to stand up and like, but I love also with her, you do see that vulnerable part of her, and then you see her change into this kick-ass person that just is trying to get away from David Tennant.
From David Tennant. When most women are flocking towards him.
Yeah, right.
Now, I'd say this is more in the comic than the show, but Michonne in the comic, your introduction to her is her walking with two zombies chained, no arms, and like you can't say anything besides loner. Then pretty much my only company are my friends that I have as my bodyguards, zombies. Like, so I mean that's a great way to introduce that character.
Oh, definitely.
I'm gonna go back to Jessica Jones, and I would say that the show did kind of introduce you to it in the same way, but the comic definitely, she came in with a hard, like, you were brought into her as strictly a haunted loner. Like, your introduction to the character is this is who she is now, and you got tidbits of what made her that way. And they did that well in the show.
Yeah.
Whereas, like, we talked about Ripley, where she didn't start out like that, and we got introduced to Michonne in the same way kind of as Jessica Jones, where we're brought into seeing this character like, oh, shit.
She must be a badass.
Right?
I mean, yeah.
Exactly. What the fuck? But then we get tidbits of her story of why she's the way she is. Outside of the zombie apocalypse, but the fact that she has her brother and her husband behind her.
It's family.
Yeah, I know.
Another one I wanted to bring up is a character that I thought should have been the main character in this movie. A great movie, aside from the fact that it had Tom Cruise in it. But Rita from Edge of Tomorrow.
I was totally thinking about bringing
Definitely
that up.
haunted loner. And what's fun about that is that she wasn't necessarily to begin with. It was because she went through something that only Tom Cruise could really relate to her with, that she felt segregated from everybody else, that they didn't understand what she had gone through and what was really going on, except for maybe her weird scientist buddy and Tom Cruise.
I didn't see the movie. She went through something only Tom Cruise would understand.
Basically, she was fake
Scientologist?
married
Secrets.
to Kim Basinger, and to hide her gayness, which actually worked way less well for her than it did for Tom Cruise, and it didn't work that well for Tom
It's
Cruise.
one of the
No.
better Tom Cruise movies of the past 10 years.
That movie's fucking good.
It's really good, despite the fact that Tom Cruise is in it.
Don't
Yeah.
let that make it so you don't see it.
That's
Yeah.
how good that movie
It
is.
happens.
It's not good because Tom Cruise in it. It's good in spite of Tom Cruise
Exactly.
being in it.
That's saying how good the movie is when you can say Tom Cruise is in it and it's good.
Can we
Sorry.
just say?
Magnolia.
Can we call it Live, Die, Repeat? The actual original title
Yeah.
instead of the bullshit Edge of Tomorrow or whatever they called
They
it.
said that was too complicated, and then everybody was like, yeah, but Edge of Tomorrow is like basically it doesn't say anything.
And once it came out on DVD and everything else, they went back to the original title.
Yeah.
Because that makes more sense.
Well, no, they just put the tagline that was Live, Die, Repeat bigger than the actual title of the movie on the cover.
That's what they did.
Yeah.
It wasn't
Yeah.
like...
So, I thought that was a great movie, and and Emily Blunt, who played Rita, was absolutely fantastic.
Fucking nailed it.
She did that, like, she was able to be vulnerable, but also just still, like, steal fucking resolve at the same time. And that's really what I love about a strong female character.
Like, even in that movie, even when she finds out how many times they've gotten to the farmhouse, remember, like...
Oh, yeah.
And she was still like, well, fuck this. Like, she just got pissed. Like,
Yeah.
It wasn't like, oh, God, I've died so many... No, it was like, fuck this. She wanted to make it to the fucking end with him at that little... I forget, where were they at? Was it London where they ended up at?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, she was pissed.
Oh, no. At the end, they were in France, weren't they?
It was France. Yes, it was
Yeah.
France. Yes. But anyway, like, she wanted to make it to
They were
the
at the
end.
Louvre.
She gave two fucks about how many times she had died.
Yeah.
How many times they've done this. She didn't care. And like, unless you're writing a very strong, badass female, in most movie cases, they would write her where she would have like a breakdown of how many times like she's been through that, or he's experienced her go through that kind of thing.
Yeah.
So that was really awesome.
Yeah, very underrated movie, and
Yes.
I'm glad that they're actually working on doing
They are.
a sequel.
Once Mission Impossible 6 is done.
Oh my God.
Oh, so Tom's going to be in it again?
Yes!
Fuck.
Dude, seriously? Like, you thought different?
He needs a win after the Mummy remake.
Well, he had a win with Mission Impossible 5. That did really well.
I didn't even
last
bother.
3 Mission Impossible movies I have no problem with. It's
Yeah,
that
they're
second
good.
one with the doves flying.
The
That's
third
kinda
one had
bullshit.
Philip Seymour Hoffman, so you know what I'm saying.
Yes.
Okay, so I feel like we were going to possibly skip over this because we've kind of talked about it, but I have to bring it up because it's such an important thing to me, both romantically and personally, is the female badass characters in Runaways.
Yes.
They are creating a Hulu series about it, which I'm super excited about, which James Marsters from
Spike.
Buffy
Spoik.
is going to
Spoik.
be one of the
Spoik.
dads for one of the characters. which
And the
I'm
trailer looks fantastic.
and the trailer looks amazing. Like,
Yeah.
I think they're going to do a really good job about it. But there are so many really good female badass characters in Runaways that I don't think a lot of people realize.
No,
Like,
that's true.
and I remember when it was actually right before they were creating like the Runaways movie about the band,
Yeah.
that they were actually talking about making a Runaways movie. And
About the team.
about the team,
Yeah.
about the comic book team, and I got really excited, and then they nixed it, and then it was like Runaways band, and I was like, motherfucker, like, they're not doing this. So I was really excited that Hulu picked it up, and but Gert is probably one of my favorite characters from Runaways. Like, she has a fucking dinosaur.
She
like,
has a goddamn dinosaur.
Yeah.
like, and spoiler alert, she dies in the series. But Joss Whedon also writes part of it. Like, it's an amazing series. It's one of my favorites. It's probably my ultimate favorite comic book series
It's a
besides
great
like
fucking
the
run.
Civil War series, because
Yeah.
that's a really good run too. But those female characters in that series, besides Gert, like, there's a few, those girls are just so strong and just so amazing. And so I definitely need to give a nod to Runaways
Sure.
before we end this.
Now, for those that aren't unfamiliar with the comic, because it isn't like Avengers or Spider-Man, it's I wouldn't say lesser known to those that are actually comic book fans, but those that are maybe only familiar with the comic book movies. Then
Not as big in the
not
media.
as big. It was written by Brian K. Vaughan, who's a big name in comic books. I mean, like, he's up there as one of the biggest names that you can get in comic books. And basically the setup is that these kids, their parents know each other and they meet up once a year. And so they know each other kind of throughout the years. And then one time they witness their parents.
They find out their parents are villains.
Yeah, they do a human sacrifice, and they're like, "Oh fuck, our parents are villains," and then they find out that they're like, either they're like, they can find their parents like tech stuff, and then they're like tech, super villains, or there's dinosaur, there's like witchcraft, there's aliens, there's all sorts of stuff, and basically they kind of take some of the aspects of their parents' super villainy and use it against their parents, and their parents are in a group called the Pride, and they
most
fight
of their parents,
and they fight their parents, basically.
Parents are assholes.
Yeah. So it's ultimately like my nephew, when he was like 10 or 11, I think, I introduced him to the Runaways, because that's the perfect, like, going into your preteen years. Like, it's a book about your parents being evil. I mean, done. That's done. And it's not too heavy, you know?
No.
And if you're interested with Brian K. Vaughan, besides Runaways, Why the Last Man
has Amazon's kind of in it.
Fucking one of the greatest books ever. It's a 60-issue run. It's not that bad. And it has, speaking of kick-ass females in it, Agent 355 is one of the badass bitches in there. So.
Absolutely.
So definitely that's something to check out.
We've gone over comics. I know Katie will not forgive me ever if we don't go into some of the stronger female characters in the Batman universe, one of which is on your T-shirt. I'm going to let you just kind of take off from there.
Or just everything explodes. Are we still okay?
Yeah, I think we're okay.
Did she just die?
No, I think she's okay.
Okay.
We're just talking about a neighbor. All right.
Jesus Christ.
That's what happens when Harley gets introduced to any situation.
Yeah.
They haven't been good introductions, except for like the animated series.
I love Harley because of her evolution throughout the series. She was introduced in the animated series, and she was definitely somebody that was provoked and seduced by the Joker. But Harley kind of has evolved through the comic book series, through Suicide Squad.
I'm sorry, did you repeat that last part?
Can you? No, I will not say that again, ever. But she has definitely become a character that has become such a patriarch for girls and a badass for girls, I would say. And it's definitely something where Harley was a character that was seduced by the Joker. She was a psychiatrist through Arkham Asylum, and then she was seduced by him and, you know, evolved into this character that was obsessed with him and became Harley Quinn.
And her dad's Kevin Smith. So
yeah, that's true.
that is very true.
Yes. But then she's gone through so many character changes that it's amazing, where she's become this strong character who is so independent from the Joker. Like, she's broken up with the Joker. She has formed alliances with a femme fatale of Poison Ivy, and they have their series. There's the Batman Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles series, where she is like a play on thing for them, of where she becomes like a mutant for the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Like, she's just all of these things, but she is definitely a femme fatale for them. Through the Batman series. And Poison Ivy has, and I have another character that I will probably talk about in a second.
Yeah, let's.
But I will digress, because, yes.
Oh, no.
I could go on this forever.
Yeah,
so.
that's true.
No. No, I agree. No, I do agree that Harley Quinn is a very strong female character. I do like how throughout her story she has broken away from the Joker, because that whole shit was fucking terrible for her.
Yeah,
like fucking horrible.
Really? Was
really,
it?
The really
But-
violent.
No way!
I will say that you did mention that she broke away, and that is the message that needs to be sent to the young females reading it.
Yes.
Not the bullshit Suicide Squad you fucking watched last summer.
No!
God damn it. Do not take that shit from any fucking man. Seriously. Fuck you. Sorry.
As somebody that loves Harley Quinn,
That was bullshit.
I
That was
watched-
the worst rendition.
I watched 10 minutes of it, and I could not stand it.
Oh,
So
you only
as
watched
somebody-
10 minutes of it? I'm
as
so
somebody,
jealous.
as somebody that has like Harley Quinn diamonds tattooed on her, like this was a movie that I could not stand to watch. So
Yeah.
if you
So you
have
see what I'm
not seen
saying?
it, so please do not watch
You
it.
see what I'm
like-
saying though? Like that is not a message to send young girls.
No.
It's not cool.
No.
You don't do that.
The whole
I had
like,
a conversation with my stepdaughter about that movie on the way out of the fucking parking lot. Like, don't.
No, like I had a conversation with my instructional assistant because her daughter apparently wanted to be Harley Quinn for Halloween, and I was like, "Which Harley Quinn?" And she goes, "Oh, well, she saw Suicide Squad," and I was like, "Oh no! You do not let her be the Harley Quinn," and she did not let her be the Harley Quinn.
There should be a disclaimer about warning kids not to
Seriously.
see it
Now-
just because of the shitty movie, not anything else.
I also agree with her about Poison Ivy. Poison Ivy, the way they portrayed her in kind of later renditions of her, she never really had a more of a weak spot. Once she became Poison Ivy, that was it. There was no like back for her. You know what I'm saying? Like there was no digressing. She was just, that was it. Like she had her plants and she took what the fuck she wanted.
Well, and that's
Even though
what
she's
she
a
was.
villain, she's still like that's
And that's what
you
she
know.
wanted. Like she was such like she like Pamela Isley was such a botanist. Like she was all about her career,
yeah.
but she was like overly enthusiastic about her career, and that's what made her who she was.
And then she gets fucked over, and then poison, and then that happens. It's like,
Right.
oh, well, it makes sense.
So, I was just gonna say, I mean, I don't, if we want to stay on Harley, that's fine. But I mean, I was gonna bring up just one of the other ones that we did a line dialogue from, thanks to Jodi there, but with Starbuck from Battlestar, where it's almost like a boys' club, and she kind of stands out from that, and she's honestly more badass than most of the other characters,
like
in
all
there.
of them.
Yeah,
Fuck yes. Smoking cigars, punching motherfuckers in the face. Like,
Oh no, good.
she definitely holds her own in that crowd. That's why I love her so much.
To the point where you have the Starbuck tattoo on your body.
Well, that's
on the body.
well, I mean,
on your body.
Hey, I already mentioned how I have Harley on mine,
well,
so
technically, I got that tattoo in honor of my dog, who is named Starbuck, for the character Starbuck.
yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
3 degrees of separation there, but whatever.
That's
you know.
not even 3. That's
It's just it's like, yeah. No, I want to let you finish Starbuck.
Did you? I'm gonna let you finish.
No, she pointed at me, and I said I wanted to let you finish
So
before.
we're
You're Tay
moving
Swift.
on. No,
No, I'm actually going back because we changed.
go back.
She wanted to say
We
some more
can
about
come back
DC,
to it.
and the one DC character
back.
that had weakness but used the vindictive nastiness of women to fuel her vendetta is fucking Catwoman, man. I'm
Well,
sorry.
yeah.
No
Oh, yeah.
one fucking thinks about Catwoman.
Is that
God
the
damn
Halle
it.
Berry one, or?
No, I'm talking about like the
Get out.
comic.
I swear.
Get out.
I'm sorry. Like she was a badass. She was badass. Like, but she used the different prowess of the female
Yeah.
to create that
Sure.
character.
For how much I love Harley, for how much I have followed everything that has been with her, I feel like the ultimate
You're
badass
not going
in
Batgirl, are you?
huh?
You're not going Batgirl, are you?
I am.
Oh,
Yeah.
fuck
Fucking
that.
Oracle?
I figured she was going Squirrel Girl.
No.
Oh,
Oh,
that's
no,
Marvel.
that's
That's not
him.
even DC.
No,
You
yeah,
Can't
that's
say
him.
that
me.
in front of him.
That's me.
Why would you do that?
Barbara Gordon to fucking Batgirl and then to fucking Oracle. Have you read?
Okay.
Wait,
Oracle.
wait.
I said
wait.
Batgirl. Then you said Oracle. I said Batgirl.
Both.
Oracle's a little bit different.
Well, no, you look at the paper. You've got the Femme Fatale.
One of my favorite novels, not even graphic. They did come out with a graphic novel series, but one of my favorite novels is Batman No Man's Land.
No Man's Land's it's not just one novel. That connects to so many comics, though. Like,
But
so
it-
many comics are brought into No Man's Land.
But fuck, who was
It's
the
like
author
Civil
for
War for DC. No Man's Land connects
No Man's
so
Land-
many comics.
No Man's Land is no longer published. I have a hardback cover version of No Man's Land.
Yeah.
That I
awesome.
randomly found. I have bought No Man's Land 3 times and offered it to people to read, and they never got it back to me. The third time I found it, it was at Stories in Southside on Forest Hill, and I found a hardback copy for like $25, and I was like, I don't care. I'm buying this, and I am not giving it out to anybody, because that is my favorite series. Like when they started creating Batman Begins, Dark Knight Rises, like I wanted a Batman like No Man's Land series.
And they kind of tied it in with Dark Knight Rises.
And that was his
kind
thing.
of.
Is like he tied it in with I think 3 different series. Like
the first one, and he tied it in with a little bit with the first one with Raza. We brought in Ra's al Ghul and all that.
No, the third movie he
Really
tied it in
tied
with
it in.
3 different series, and I know No Man's Land was one of them.
Mm-hmm.
But I love No Man's Land. Like I love that series.
Oracle is awesome. When I asked about Batgirl, you said Batgirl, and I was like, if you just said Oracle, it's kind of like Robin and Nightwing in my mind. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, Batgirl and Oracle, 2 different things in my head.
Yeah,
as far as the evolution of a character.
Yeah, Batgirl, and then you have Joker Bullet, and then Oracle. So there you go.
But Oracle was Batgirl was a character that was trying to. It definitely was a character that was trying to go against her dad. Oracle was a character that was just like she just wanted more for herself and wanted like.
And that's the ultimate badassness, though. Like she's helping, and she's also wants this for herself.
But also, like even Batgirl, like she wanted something more like against her. I'm sorry, I can't do it. She was rebelling against her dad, which is the ultimate badass. Like she wants to be against somebody. I don't give a shit if you're doing the like whatever the fuck that is. Like I know what it is, but
that means hurry the fuck up, Mike.
No, I know what it is. I don't give a shit.
What I'm saying is that we're almost out of time, and one thing I wanted to kind of touch on before we continued on with the rest of before we finished up was monetizing feminism. One thing that I really wanted to touch on, we did an episode all about Wonder Woman, and I think getting the right director, getting the right actors in there, and dealing with it with the right touch, that was not monetizing feminism. That was actually giving a very strong female character the right stage to really say the right things, and it wasn't shitting on men. It wasn't being like It was I would say a feminist movie without being unapproachable to any
not hitting you over the head with it.
It was and honestly, it's been championed by feminists and non-feminists alike because it's just a damn good movie.
And I'm gonna add to this because we'll kind of go off it, but on our talk notes we had talked about Smarty Pantsuits, and I have to talk about her because I absolutely love her. Leslie Knope is the ultimate fucking female badass of pantsuits.
Yeah.
Thank you, bitch.
Absolutely agreed.
She is awesome and amazing, and like her, I mean, it could go under Smarty Pantsuits and also Ladies with a Crew because she definitely had a crew that supported her, especially like in like the last couple seasons. Where she was running and things like that, but she was just fucking amazing.
Yeah.
And I honestly, I've got a few more things that I do want to touch before we end, but I want to click this in. I don't know what category you'd put her under, honestly, but we have not fucking mentioned Furiosa.
Oh, yeah, no,
God
fair enough.
damn it, dude.
Fair enough. I'm totally, that's important that we bring that in there.
She was such a fucking hardcore badass. That movie... Like, as much as I have a boner for Tom Hardy, just saying. I'm just saying. Like,
no, I get it.
Like,
I
respect.
Get it.
That motherfucker's bad.
Yeah, no.
She made that movie, so good. Her character.
Yeah, she's kind of on a roll with this. That's what we were talking about.
Right?
Blonde and then stuff like that. Like, Charlize Theron, if I'm saying the name correct.
Well, she started with Prometheus, I think, on that trick.
That's true.
On that
and
trick.
Then she was, I mean, I enjoyed the series, but the Fast and Furious movie, she was the main bad guy.
She was funny, and she was fun in that.
Yeah.
Yes, she was fun in that.
But she's kind of on a roll lately with all
Yeah,
this.
she's killing it, man.
Yeah.
Good job.
But that's Furiosa is actually the perfect example that of having a strong female protagonist that can become a feminist symbol, and it doesn't seem hackney or shoehorned or bullshit. I would say Wonder Woman's in that category as well. But there's so many other examples of movies where they try to get the girl vote with their ticket money, and it comes off as basically bullshit.
You know what basically it comes down to is they basically have a set of principles of what's right and what's wrong and what they want and what they are willing to put up with in the interim of achieving that. And think about it. Furiosa, she just didn't believe in having women chained up for birthing in Mad Max. Like a little chamber of fucking birthing is what he had going on. She's like, fuck that. They didn't have water. They had to beg for water. She's like, fuck that. I'm trying to get to this promised land that I've had in my fucking dreams, right? And then you've got Wonder Woman, who is like, even with the secretary, she's like, that sounds like slavery. She's just like right and wrong. I'm just saying, like, they have a basic set, and that it is not an extremist view or anything. It's just like a basic principle of right and wrong that they go by. It's just like the same code that a man goes by as far as all these superheroes that are out there, you know?
I was going to say example of the shitty execution of that would be Sucker Punch.
Oh, God
Zack
damn it.
Snyder literally throws out enough stuff, and it doesn't fucking work.
What I love is that we've run out of time of talking about this because this is something that should be continued on for different things.
Fuck yeah.
Well,
Yes.
and we're going to,
Yes.
and we've talked about this at length about like basically like a bimbo character in movies is basically bullshit and it annoys like let's say Temple of Doom, where we bitched about that character that was
Fuck
just
that
a
shit.
useless character.
She's so goddamn annoying.
It was annoying as shit.
Oh my god!
Is that is that the one with the like really shrill lady?
Yeah.
Yes.
Ended
Yeah,
up
yeah.
marrying
You
him?
gotta
Yes.
be more specific.
Yeah.
So bad. So bad.
Yeah, but then you in the first movie you got Marion Ravenwood, who's a
badass.
who's a total badass. And then the third one, well, she was a Nazi. She doesn't count. It's,
Bringing it back around to actual badasses. No one brought up Tank Girl.
oh yeah,
About Tank Girl.
yes,
Come
man.
on.
Oh!
Yeah. Right?
I had such a crush on Lori Petty in the
Fucking Tank
90s.
Somebody that's actually made a trend of kind of being like kick-ass in several movies. She was in Scott Pilgrim. She was in Cloverfield Lane, 10 Cloverfield Lane.
I was going to bring her up. But
I
good job.
know you. This is a sour point, but she was in the Thing prequel.
Yeah,
but
she was.
She's starting to kind of get a trend of
And
being.
she was in
that,
Alien. Wasn't she an Alien? Wasn't that the chick from Alien Covenant?
No.
No.
But I'm just saying, 10
no?
Cloverfield Lane, Scott Pilgrim. She's starting to get a resume of being kind of the
She
female
was
badass.
beast in 10 Cloverfield Lane too.
Yeah,
man.
and that's what I'm saying.
Such a
Beast
good
in that
movie.
movie.
Yeah, that's a female badass, definitely.
Yeah, and she's making a
Yes.
trend of it. So I can't think of her name at the moment.
Oh, you missed something.
Well, I was gonna.
Oh,
do
one thing I wanted to announce: we didn't really put like strong female badasses that are kind of that are over the edge as a category, because there is like a whole other category for that. Think about, well, for instance, what I thought about first off was Kathy Bates. You have Misery. You've got Annie Wilkes, who is a very strong female character, but she's fucking insane.
Yeah.
Right? And then you've got Dolores Claiborne.
Yeah.
She literally ran through Stephen King's gamut, and she is a very strong female character,
Yeah.
but she's fucking bonkers.
Well, and we also
didn't put that as a category.
we also didn't talk about like Pam Grier or Adrienne Barbeau or even
yeah.
fucking Meg Ryan from Cherry 2000. You know, like there's plenty of characters from like the 70s, but we are absolutely doing an exploitation episode in the future, and of course,
yeah.
Kurtz will be on for that one.
God, yeah. I mean,
he's
his
got
boner will lift the table.
His boner
with that
will like
shit.
it will levitate like it's in a fucking magic show. So yeah, we'll probably get to Pam Grier, but I mean, just an honorable mention to Pam Grier and Adrienne Barbeau and all the badass ladies of that whole like 70s exploitation era film. We're gonna get to you, and to also talk about Pinky Violence, which is a total Japan thing that is wonderful. If you don't know anything about Pinky Violence, look it up. It was totally a series of movies in the like 60s and 70s in Japan that was about like women getting naked and stabbing people. Like it was fucking weird.
Hey. You
So
know?
ultimately, finishing up, basically, what we're saying with this episode, or I think the conclusion that I reached with it, is that there's a multitude of movies that have strong female characters that are badass as shit and not shoehorned in, not bullshit. So don't give in to the Spice Girls or Charlie's Angels or some
Josie
bullshit
and the Pussycats.
or some bullshit Ghostbusters
Sucker
reboot.
Punch.
Or Sucker Punch. Because you know what, there's a number of movies out there that have strong female protagonists that are people that can be role models, or at the very least, really dynamic characters. Go and search those out, and you know what, create your own. Create the characters that you want to see in film, because you know what, there's an environment for it now that allows for it. We're looking at Star Wars. We're looking at Star Trek. We're gonna have the first black female captain in the new Star Trek series coming out.
We're also looking at major film roles. We have Wonder Woman. We have a Captain Marvel coming out soon too.
Yeah, absolutely.
We've got major studios doing the.
I don't mean to be really annoying, but don't just create the female badass you want in film. Create the female badass you want in life.
Oh, well done to tie that in.
Damn,
no,
girl.
absolutely.
Oh,
Absolutely.
Well, and also, like, don't try to wait for the female badass to come out. Like, look at what we've been talking about. Like, look at Ripley and look at, like, all of the Star Trek series and, like, look at all of those people that have already been influences in our life to be influences in your life.
Shout out Janeway.
Janeway, yeah.
It'll be nice when people don't make such a big deal about Wonder Woman being big because it's a female star. Just a good fucking movie.
Because it was just a good
simple.
fucking movie.
You know,
It really was.
I've seen the last 2 weeks where they go, you know, wow, the first action movie with a female star, and you've got Ripley going, yeah, I've been around for like 30 years.
Hey.
And it's once we
fucking
stop
drink,
making a point of going, wow, that's a good female-driven movie. Just a good fucking movie.
That's
what we need.
It's good for a girl.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. They need to cut that shit out.
And kind of one thing that I've been saying for a long time is, you know, there's a whole back and forth about their creating more diversity in Star Wars with like different race characters with different accents.
That shouldn't even be a topic, though.
That's what pisses me off too. The thing is that, like,
don't make a big
when it
deal
comes
about
down to it, the first action figure I bought from Force Awakens was fucking Finn.
He's a badass character.
He's a badass. I never even thought about the fact he's a black dude. He's just a badass.
He went rogue. He went rogue from the fucking First Order.
That's the thing. Like, it doesn't matter anymore. Like, if the studios get this through their thick fucking heads, they're going to have a better time with it. They don't need to be white. They don't need to be black. They don't need to be male or female.
It doesn't matter to you.
Well, and
No,
honestly...
But that's what I'm saying. It doesn't matter to me. So bring it on. More black, more Mexican, more women, more everything. It doesn't matter to me. I've been represented my whole fucking life on film.
But honestly, we're still in a world where it would be kind of shitty for you to say, hey, I'm awesome. I got that black Star Wars figure versus, hey, I got that girl. Like, isn't it cool that I got the girl?
I got Rey too. No, I didn't get her big figure because it wasn't available.
You did get the girl. Good job. You got a girl.
No, but what I'm saying is I didn't give a shit.
No, but I
never thought about it.
I'm saying, like, it's shittier to make that basis on race than it is to be like, oh, it's a girl.
I have to say, like, the one reason my dad first took his, and this is in the 70s, that my dad took his first sociology class was he got into an elevator and he saw a picture of a black man and a white man. And it said, what do you see here? And my dad said, or like in my dad's mind, he said that he saw a man and a black man. And that was the reason my dad said he took his first sociology class.
Nice.
And so I think that's what it is like you're like, it needs to be a point to where you're not seeing that you bought a black man's action figure or you bought a girl's action figure. You bought an action figure.
I think you maybe missed the point is that I didn't think about it until it was brought up about the fact that there were less Finn characters than other characters, and it was brought up in media about all the shit. I didn't think about it. I went on Force Friday, and I just bought the characters I wanted to fucking buy. I didn't think about it until media started fucking talking about it.
And that's what I'm saying.
And the fact that I couldn't find a Rey character to save my fucking life because they underproduced them because they thought there wouldn't be as many characters.
Way to trust your leading role. Seriously.
Yeah, no shit.
Fuck.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying is that I didn't care. It was never a consideration for me buying the characters until media started pumping it up and making it a thing.
But that's what I'm saying is like that's like that was a really like wake up call for my dad who didn't think he was seeing anything as race.
Mm-hmm.
So like when you look at stuff like that, you need to consider that.
Yeah.
So my daughter just turned 2, and I'm just want to put this out, but I hope as she gets older, there's going to be more movies like Wonder Woman out there and less Suicide Squad type. Yeah, seriously. Like, I hope that what she's referencing when she grows up to watch stuff is stuff like Wonder Woman with a strong female character.
Isn't there some bullshit now coming out with, like, Harley from Suicide and, like, whatever the fuck from Transformers chick playing Poison Ivy
Oh, God.
and all this stupid shit? Isn't that coming out, like, in a couple years?
There's talk about it, but I'm not sure if it's going to go through or not. But yeah, that's the thing is you're going to see in the coming years there's going to be a combination of both Wonder Woman type movies where it's not even a matter of being like the cool chick movie. It's just a good movie where there's a female character that's leading it,
Not Zack Snyder.
Yeah, not Zack Snyder. Joss Whedon is doing a fucking Batgirl movie.
There you go. And that's the right course.
Yeah,
that is the perfect way.
100% the right course.
Still, I don't know. It's
Girl's
Batgirl.
coming too, right?
No, Squirrel Girl. They're doing the New Warriors. They're doing the New Warriors
Jodi,
on
we're gonna have to talk
Freeform.
about this. You can't encourage him with that shit.
He knows.
They're on Freeform. They're doing a New Warrior series that actually Doreen Green was never part of the New Warriors. She was part of the West Coast Avengers, but they're including her because of the new influx of characters. Okay, all right. We are done. We are done with this episode of Geeks Under the Influence. Thank you guys so much for listening to this fucking long diatribe of bullshit.
I love him. I really do.
I was fine up until the Squirrel Girl part came up. So.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That was me trolling this shit.
Again, check out every either late Sunday or early Monday a release of our GUI precap, which talks about geek stuff that's going on in the coming week, and every either a late Monday afternoon or early Tuesday, new episode of Geeks Under the Influence. We're at episode 107 now, and we're just going to keep going strong. And check out GUIpodcast.com for all of the updates on everything that we're doing. Thanks to the Creepazoids for their outro music, Dead by Dawn, and for the intro of Little Girl by Gojira Experiment. And as always, join us or die.
Shut the fuck up, Hobbit.
Join us or die, or I will swallow your soul. Necronomicon gives us power to rise from the dead. You play to take, our claim begins to spread. You can fight all you want, cause you don't to resist. We're here to take the world and rule with all your fists. So join us or die, or I will swallow your soul.
GUIpodcast.com